Hey guys, how are we doing
Hello.
today?
Hello.
So I see we have Kaz. I probably will never be able to say that name.
Hi,
very well.
Kaz.
And Christine D and Robin Swan. So before we get into anything too crazy, this is a little bit of a rant of a different nature. So I don't know if you guys have this problem over there in England, Lisa, but spam calling on your phone. You guys get spam calls on your cell phones?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So this newest thing that I've been having problems with has been like you get 3 in a row, 5 in a row, 10 in a row, like only a couple minutes apart. And they're spoofing numbers from your area, similar to your phone number, I guess, thinking you'll answer it. And they are actually so dumb. Most of them, they leave me a voicemail message that says, if you need to talk to an Apple support, blah, 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 hit blah, blah, blah button, or you can call us back at such and such number, right? I've been getting so many of them that I've put my phone, like you can have anybody that's not on your contacts list sent to automatically to your voicemail. And that's how I've set it up. Which, I didn't want to do like when my son first left for the Marines, but now I know I won't be getting weird phone calls since he has his phone. So today I got 6 phone calls right before I got off of work. And I ferociously Skyped him and a mom and was like, what the hell? I thought I was done with this. Can't they get the hint? I don't want to talk to them. I don't need tech support. I don't need help. I just don't need it.
She is tech support.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, I know Emma Mama was getting those kind of calls too. Let's see. I see some people commenting, so I need to say hi to them.
Okay. No, I
Sally
got phone
Ann.
calls from...
Hi, Sally Ann is here. Tracy, Dazed and Confused. Jan Rocks. Ilfa is here. Nana of 14.
Hi.
Lori Beth. Kindness Cake. Hoping I'm not. Rabbit Dog. Hello.
Hey, Rabbit.
Dirty Debbie where'd he go? Dirty Debbie Dumpling from Deptford. I wonder who that is.
Hi,
Mr. Shannonite. Prime Curator. Louise Ella. Mary Hildebrandt. Jenny Barnes. Janelle King.
Hey, Mr. Rabbit.
Niece is cooking but listening. That's perfect because, well, it's perfect for a little bit anyway. Evie Scorpio. Wonderful. So we have a good crew here.
We do.
So,
we do.
Yeah, it was kind of the intent of talking about it just so happened I had those spam calls today, and they really ticked me off because I'm on every no-call list possible. I'm on the state one, I'm on the U.S. one, and yet everybody still calls me. Hi, Dreaming. Hi, Mandy Hall. So actually the topic at hand of why I wanted to have this live tonight, of course, is the ongoing saga of somebody that a lot of people here, hi Gigi, have been
hi Gigi,
having problems with lately. I'm still getting emails from people who are scared to leave, scared to post in Discord because they're afraid that people in my Discord are going to be upset with them because they stayed over the... I really want people to understand that I am not going to judge anybody for what you chose to do or not do with this issue. I understand that some people are extremely scared because they have personal information at stake and not just like, their name and address and pictures and places of work, and maybe they're in closer proximity than others. I think everybody should feel free to go about and do as they please. I don't think it should matter what channels you're watching. I don't think anybody should be going, ooh. I mean, I don't know. When I go to Lisa's channel and I see all the people from my channel or Kaz's channel over there, I'm like, oh, yay, it's all these people that I know. And now I can chat. And, we don't want to be live all the time, most of us. I say most of us. Because sometimes it is just fun to sit in the chat and chat. But it's sad that I have so many. It almost seems like a daily occurrence where I'm getting messaged by somebody new who kind of a similar story. I want to leave. I'm afraid to leave. I'm still over there. I've joined your Discord. I'm afraid to talk because I'm afraid people are going to get mad at me. Nobody's going to get mad at you. Everybody has been extremely supportive of each other. Because everybody's kind of gone through the same thing. A lot of people have been hurt, have been treated poorly. A lot of people have emails going around behind the scenes about them. And it's not, and the odd thing is I can understand it being me. I can understand it being Sally Ann. But and even Heather, I can actually understand those things, but it's not just us that are being mentioned. It's other people. It's other people that are very loyal listeners to people, and maybe they chatted a lot and then they had enough. I actually came across a live that somebody did, a creator that I never heard of before, from a year ago, about this same creator that everybody seems to be having this issue with. And it was interesting because Mrs. Roger Rabbit and I were listening to it in the Discord, and it almost rang of the same problems we're having right now. Yeah, it was, about a different issue, with her issue with another creator or somebody that was up on her panel all the time that wanted to, kind of do a duo show, I guess. But it still rang true of the same thing. I got tired of your stuff. I'm done. I'm out. Leave people alone. And here we are, a little over a year later, and it's the same thing over and over again. At some point, I would like to think that the rest of them will wake up and see what's happening. If they don't, I mean, that's on them. We're trying as much as we can to put it out there. I keep wanting to talk about this because I want them to eventually see. Anna 14 says, I refuse to show what channels I sub to for fear that some people, who I mean, might do something to me or the channel I sub to that might hurt. Yeah, I understand. That's the thing. Somebody was telling me that there was a recording of a Patreon of another creator that somebody doesn't like. And then they were talking about it on a live. And I'm thinking to myself, how far do you go to get what you want? I mean, if you have an audience, the audience enjoys watching you, listening to you, coming up on your panel, they're going to continue to do that unless you do something that turns them off or ticks them off or makes them go, I don't think I want to be associated with this person. So I don't know. I think that maybe if you're getting to the point where you're going into people's private places, whether it be their Discords or their Patreons, and like recording everything seems a bit ridiculous. Let's see. I think I see somebody new. Hi, Sagacious. Wait a minute. We have to see what Mr. Shannon Knight has to say. I'm sorry, Dirty Debbie Dumpling from Deptford. He says, Rabbit Dog, I remember you. You were at the strip club. You slipped me a tenner and asked for 20 in change. Apple Brooks, hi.
We all have a past, he said. Brilliant.
So I kind of want everybody who is in my Discord to know that it's okay for you to talk. If you are uncomfortable, you know, we can provide more private areas that's a little more restricted, so that you can feel a little more comfortable. Just all you have to do is let myself or one of the mods know. I hate to see so many people afraid to go to other channels and even if you're still watching the other channel, and then you're coming to my live or Lisa's live or Kaz's live or Rabid Dog's live or anybody's live and comment, that you should feel free to comment. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I don't care who else people go to. Hang on. I don't know what's going on outside. Unfortunately, that's one of the things you have when you have beagles. Hang on.
Mine are over here doing the same. It's dogs in general.
Hi, Jenny Barnes as well. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Aoife. Hi, Apple Brooks. Happy to find this channel, she said. Oh, bless you.
All right. I think he's calmed down a little bit. Allie writes, hi. This is ridiculous that people are being, I think that's supposed to be doxxed and harassed. We need to reach out on YouTube and Twitter about this. If it doesn't stop, contact authorities. I agree. This needs to be an issue that gets addressed. Hi, Ginger Spice. No, people should not be able to bully other people on YouTube like this. I mean, it gets to the point where some of us are concerned that it's going to go so far that somebody is really physically going to end up hurt. And, you know, how do you rein that in and keep that from happening? Hi, Jenny Barnes. Your dog is agreeing with me. Yeah. I don't know. If anybody walks outside, he is like, got to let me know something's going on. Kindness Cake says, mountains of controlling, spiteful, deliberate intimidation, too much to ignore, too much to excuse. I absolutely agree. So the other thing I wanted to address is there's a lot of conversation in the Discord about people are going and watching the lives and they're commenting, and I'm all for that. That's fine. What does concern me is some people seem to be getting a little too worked up about it, and I guess my advice is this: if you get anxious or have anxiety about it, like you need to kind of cut cold turkey, take a break, and maybe go back and look at it later. Nana14 says, WhiteTiger Unplugged, she's been reported so many times, but she somehow gets away with her nastiness. The problem is YouTube is very bad at enforcing their own policies unless they want to. So she is probably making them enough money that they're okay with it. And what she's doing, I guess in their minds, probably isn't that bad because, well, I don't think that the higher ups at YouTube really grasped the range and scope that people like that can reach and the harm that they can cause. It's almost, it's like a con artist. It's kind of like the J Bells thing, right? Only this person's going about it in a different way. They think that they have this area that they control and it's theirs and they can do what they want, but then there is some kind of fear that, well, if I let these people that are supposed to be mine and they're my family go anywhere else, oh my goodness, they might get information that might make them not like me anymore. Well, to me, if you're worried about that, maybe you need to look at what you do. Because if you're afraid that they're going to find out things that you do that they might not like, that would cause them to not watch your channel anymore, maybe you should quit doing things that make you think that. Kindness Cake says, we have to, and I know it's difficult, remain calm, considerate, I think she means, and honest in exposing the truth of this wretched woman. Yes, I agree. One of the things that when this all started and I knew I had to talk about it, that I chose to do is to not, well, actually to do the exact opposite of what she's accusing me of, right? And that is, I haven't used her channel, her name, anything in tags or descriptions or anything. That's on purpose. It's very much on purpose, because if I wanted traffic, yeah, that would be what I was doing, because pretty much every YouTube creator knows how to look at their statistics, and you know where people are coming from, and you know what they're searching for, and you know the little things that you can do to push more traffic your way to get yourself in the groove of the algorithm. And for me, that's not what this is about. This is about the kid being bullied on the playground and somebody needs to stick up for him. And that's what my intention is in this. I have a whole bunch of people that are hurt and upset, and they really just want somebody to talk to them and listen to them. I try to interact as much as I can in my Discord with my limited time, and I actually do read every comment in there, even though I can't necessarily, put an emoji or make a comment on it. I read every last one of them. The mods and I, we discuss everything that's going on in there. We know what's going on. And yes, like this morning, I'm before work talking to Eminem Mama on the phone, trying to read the 106 messages that happened overnight. Just because I want to make sure that it's a safe place, and I want to make sure that everybody's okay. And if somebody is, in there saying that they're having issues, I want to reach out to them, or have somebody reach out to them if I'm at work and can't do that, so that, we can make sure everybody is okay. I guess kind of like Sally Ann says, are you okay? It's actually pretty genuine. A lot of us do care that everybody else is okay. So as much as I know the backlash that having these conversations is going to cause for me and for whoever's getting emails about me and everybody else, I apologize for that, but unfortunately I cannot control what she does. I do know that she's still sending out emails. I've seen emails recently that people had sent to them recently. I don't know how she's fooling herself into thinking that people do not see what's going on. They do. Some of them are just too afraid to walk away. Dreaming said, WhiteTiger Unplugged, you are acting like a professional. You are fair. I try to be. I always try to be. Hi, Mrs. Kahuna. Hi, everyone. I'm a new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing.
Hello.
And thank you for saying hi. A lot of people, they kind of watching the background. They don't ever
Yeah.
say hi. We kind of like to see, who's out there. So what do you guys think? I mean, some of you not affected at all. Some of you, are, well, you're all mods of mine. So I don't know, Lisa. I mean, you kind of had a dealings with her with whole J-Bells thing. And
Yeah.
even that got twisted and lied about, right?
Yes, it did. Yeah. I put something in your Discord earlier, saying that apparently J-Bells told me that she had, this other creator had said that she didn't like me, didn't like my channel, and wasn't her kind of person. And I said I think that was probably one of the only things that J-Bells actually told the truth about. I honestly believe that she said that. Although she said she didn't say that, I absolutely think she did. But that's okay. That's fine. Fine by me. But yeah.
I know. My dogs talk back to me.
That's okay.
More Lisa for the rest of us then.
Somebody said hi. I'm trying to get them. Oh, within reason. Hello, within reason.
Hello.
Hang on.
Hi, Lapdog. Okay, so Lapdog said such a difference here. The other place scared me. Got screamed at once when I was in chat. Accused of making comments on other channels. Oh my goodness me. You see, that's the problem, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm arguing with my
Absolutely.
daughter.
That's the
We're
problem.
all adults. We should be able to go where we want, say what we want, do what we want.
Exactly. It's just ridiculous. The more you see it and the more you hear it, the more insane it sounds, doesn't it, really?
It really, oh my goodness, it really does. I think that what we need to ask ourselves before we do anything is this going to hurt somebody? Maybe this other creator needs to think that before she does anything.
Right.
Is this going to cause harm?
Exactly.
Sally Ann, did you get the link that I posted? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. It's fine. I don't think I don't think the self-awareness is there to do that ever. I don't. No. I'm afraid. It's unfortunate, but I just don't think it's there. So no, I don't think it's ever gonna be any different, unfortunately. I'm afraid.
Dreaming says, I still have problems hearing her screaming at me. I feel lost now. I still wonder what she will do to me now. She gets even. Dreaming, you have a lot of support around you. I wouldn't even worry about it.
Hi, Sally Ann.
Hiya.
Hello.
Sally Ann has something quite interesting for us tonight. Don't you?
I certainly do. Just find it again. I've lost it now. Oh God.
You are so like me. You do.
So if you hit the share the share plus button down at the bottom.
I've got to find it on my thing first.
Right. When you get your window pulled up, there's a share with a monitor with a plus in it down at the bottom of your StreamYard window.
Kim,
yeah.
Does this remind you of anyone?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
No, you're not.
Don't say that.
Yeah, honestly, tech and me is like.
No, seriously, I'm exactly the same. Seriously, did you not see me get kicked off my own channel? Did you not see that?
You saying that, I got Nightbot on my channel today. And as soon as somebody came on and said something, he kicked him out. And then my daughter got timed out. It was so funny.
All right, hang on, guys. I got to answer this question. Nana14 asked, WhiteTiger Unplugged, what do we do if we suspect someone in Discord sent there by her snitches with a different name? You can private message myself or any moderator.
Yeah.
All you have to do is click on their name. and it should give you the ability to message whether or not you're on a phone or in the computer. Hi,
Yeah,
what
if y'all have
guy?
somebody you have questions about, you think you know that there's somebody else, reach out to us. We will make sure that you guys stay safe.
Oh.
We are not going to have childish games being played in the Discord.
No, we're not.
She wants to do this little child schoolyards. I'm going to go tell. She can find another channel to do that with because we're not playing.
Jenny Barnes says, in my opinion, she knows it will hurt, so she is so addicted to retribution. It's scary. Can't help herself, gets joy from other people's displeasure. Unfortunately, this was clear before the awful tragedy. Yes, it is unfortunate.
Yeah.
You are right.
So,
Hi,
do
Augie.
you want me just to go ahead, or?
Okay, well, do you have... Okay, you have to share your screen or we won't be able to see it.
Yeah, I just need to get it up to this. Hang on, let me... If I press that... Right, and then I'll share.
Just don't play it until I load it onto our screen, okay? Because I have to...
Share screen, yeah?
Yep.
So do I have to...
You just pick which thing you want. If you pick which monitor and you include the sound, we'll all be able to mute and listen to it.
Okay, so, yeah. I think I've got it right. Oh, I see, yeah. So it's that one. Okay. So here we go.
All right. So if everybody can...
Hang on, I'm
mute.
just... Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Oh, no.
That's the wrong one.
Hint Annabelle on a black cat. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, hang on.
That's all right. Just pick the right one and we'll put it back in when you get the right one.
Oh, I've been through it. Why is it all up ready? Not it. Right, this is it. Can you hear it?
No, I don't. I haven't shared it yet. I
Oh,
took
right.
it off the thing. Do you have the right one up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say there's no noise.
I don't hear it.
Why aren't you playing?
You have to share your screen with the sound or it won't play the sound through.
Okay, so how do I do that then?
Okay, so you'll have to hit the share button to unshare it, I think, or stop sharing.
Stop sharing.
Yep, and then reshare it and make sure you click which monitor you want. And there's a little box at the bottom for the audio that you need to click.
Right, okay. Share screen. Share. Oh, share audio. I see. Right, okay.
Okay.
We'll go for that one. Yeah, we're going. Right.
All right. Everybody, can you please mute?
What? Can you hear it now?
I don't hear anything.
Why? I said I put share mute. Share. I wonder.
Check your sound. Mouse over it and check your sound that you don't have it muted yourself.
No, that's.
Is it on your channel?
No, I'm doing it straight from the straight from the web. From the email. It says StreamYard is showing your screen and audio.
Mm-hmm. It does, but I don't hear anything.
Wonder.
Can you hear it on your end, Sally?
No. Oh, hang on a minute. What's this?
Rabbit Dog, she did include the audio. It says so on her little thing there.
What's this? Oh, hang on. If I can get that, I can't even get that over there.
But she can't even hear the audio.
Oh no, I can't.
Is it in an email? Can you send it to me?
Yeah, I'll send you the email. Yeah, I'll send you that.
It's just WhiteTiger Unplugged, all one word.
Okay, let
I
me.
think it's WhiteTiger Unplugged, all one word at gmail.com. Is it? I don't even remember.
Let me forward it. Is that the right one?
Let me just check. It is.
No, that's not the one. So get rid of that one, Sally. It's not that one. It is number 2. Let me just double check this before I send it.
Yeah, it's all one word at gmail.com.
Okay. With the right, that's it. So forward that to WhiteTiger. Oh,
yes, WhiteTiger Unplugged.
Tiger Unplugged. Is it double J? Yeah.
Yes.
Unplugged. Yeah.
At Gmail.
At Gmail. God, I can't spell. .com.
Yep.
Okay. Send. So that's that one. I'm just going to mute myself on here, just see what whereabouts in it, so you've got the right time. Okay.
All right, that's fine. Let me check my mail.
Okay, so yeah, it's literally from the start, and what's happened is it's where Dreaming would tell you, because we had a hell of a job trying to get Dreaming in that day.
Right, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. So basically, what it is it is from me trying to get Dreaming in. She gets in. She does cut out, I think, a bit of the beginning of it. Then Dreaming goes on to say what she said, which none of it is damning in any way, means, or form. So you know, I can vouch for Dreaming with that. In fact, there was nothing bad said at all. But that section is a section that she lost the plot on, and I'm on about Tree being the, you know, not Dreaming or Heather or I. So that bit is the bit that she's saying that everybody's out together and what have you. So yeah.
Can't access that screen. Why not? I'll move it.
I mean, I can play it from here so you can hear it there.
Hang on.
Because there's not much to see, to be fair.
It won't let me share screen anymore. What the heck's going on with that?
It's cursed.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on with that? I never used to have any problem sharing the screen. Let me try something else. Share. Wait a minute. I don't think I put sound on it.
It's rapid.
I wonder how long it is, because I might be able to upload it into
It's
StreamYard.
like 16 minutes long, that section.
see if I can do it this way.
I did delete it, Sarah, but we've managed to get it back.
You guys hear that?
My eyes. I can't hardly see out of just one eye, and it just, I can't do the things normally that I can do.
Right. It's still swollen, is it?
No, it's
God, which one have I sent you now?
It should be. Can you guys hear it? Because it's playing right now.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was me.
I'm just going to try something. I'm going to try view stream on YouTube, see if we can get.
Yeah, we're all showing up on YouTube now.
Huh?
We're all showing up on YouTube now, even people that don't have video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
So don't touch
Okay,
it.
Robin is jump between everyone. Yeah,
It's not
okay.
on mine.
but I don't know how much I can say on here because I don't want to cause any big mess, but I was very pissed last night.
Hey, it's a free talking space here. Streaming.
Let me tell my sister. I'm on long distance. I can't talk right now.
Okay, did let me kill my sister.
Anyway, Heather, I called you, but I guess you were sleeping.
I was on and off.
I really was very upset and I needed someone to talk to.
Oh,
I should have just
no.
called somebody
You should
else's
have
number. But
No, you
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to go somewhere and be treated like a third grader.
Mhm.
And if the rules are going to apply to one, they should apply to all.
Agreed.
Because I don't try to talk over anybody. And if I do, it's because it's an accident. And I'm very tired of being ganged up on by Scooter.
Mhm.
I get ganged up. I get brought out. She's always calling me out for something.
Mhm.
And I don't know why she concentrates on me. There's a lot of people she could concentrate on, but it's always me. Anything that goes wrong, it's Charlotte. It's me dreaming. And I'm tired of it.
Dreaming?
Yeah.
Is it a joke? Is it not done in a joking way?
No, she's not joking.
Okay.
She's dead serious when she even acts like she's joking. Sometimes she's dead serious, but she just acts like she's joking. You have to get to know her.
Okay.
She always
I mean,
thinks I've got
I'm
something to
sorry
be.
I'm sorry that you were upset. I heard Sally was talking earlier.
Yeah, I cried about it.
You were both crying, yeah.
It was very upsetting because number one, we weren't doing anything. We weren't talking over one another at that time, were we, Sally?
No, we weren't. No. It's
Dreaming, you got that
When
rubber
that
band.
lady was on there, he was on, then I was no.
we got the rubber band on dreaming. I don't know why. We haven't frozen, have we?
No, it's just her sound is messed up.
Ask her, when she said she was on long distance, does that mean she's actually phoning from America then?
No, I think she was just telling her sister because.
Oh, okay, good.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Now
we
we
can hear you
can.
again.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Anyway, did you hear it, Heather?
I had to go back and listen to it because I
did.
saw your message and a few others that
Sort of.
something had happened. So I backed up trying to listen to it all, or not listen to it, but try and catch up on what's going on.
Well,
Yes, I understand where you're coming
I've
from.
had it.
And there were some people in the chat that were really inconsiderate too. I don't know. To just your first comment part, I think at the very beginning, and I know what you were talking about when we first came on the panel, Scooter, did come after you a little bit more back then. I don't know if it was intentionally or what. I do think lately, besides last night, it's been better. I think we have a harder time, Dreaming and I, and some people in the South that have harder with real sarcastic humor. Sometimes it's very, okay, I'm just going to talk about myself. That makes it easier. I don't ever want to be real sarcastic. I like to play around, but I want you to know real quick, I'm just playing with you. You know what I mean? I don't like that line between, it could be kind of hurtful and you think it's funny. You know what I mean? Like, it just really kind of bothers me. And sometimes there are certain times and certain places that it's okay. And sometimes it's not, And, I love Dreaming, and she would never be ugly to somebody. And so when they come at her and kind of do that, it's hard for me to understand that part. I want to protect anybody I care about. I love Scooter too, and I love Carolyn. I love, everybody, but everybody's personalities are different. Carolyn and Scooter can play like that, and it's fine. I would not do that towards Dreaming. But I also am not going to put up with somebody in the chat acting ugly either. No. One of the first nights I came on the panel, some lady called in and was acting a fool, and I didn't even know Carolyn well enough personally to speak up, but I did, and I took it. But I told that girl, you don't come at anybody else. And I told Carolyn later, but I wasn't going to take it. She's going to sit there and cussing and calling me ugly words and calling Moo and Scooter something. And I told that woman that night, we're not going to do this. But, so anyway, I just think that sometimes I think that the sarcasm can go too far. And this is just a general conversation. This is not pointing at anybody. This just means personally for me. I like it. I have it. I like to play around. I am the biggest kidder. In fact, when I met Scooter, as an example, I said, I like to play, and someone will poke at you. Please know I'm playing around. I know I can really well with Cupcake. I know she gets it, so we're okay. You you just know those ones where you can play around with it. But I don't ever want to hurt anybody's feelings. I think in this community, you have to realize, even though we get our feelings hurt, you've got to make sure you're not hurting someone else. So if somebody is loud and we're in the chat, then let's just say it nicely. Hey, can you get such and such to kind of back off the mic? Maybe it's just me. It sounds awfully loud. I have a big voice. I have a big mouth, I could probably do it. And
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, hon.
Yes, Dreaming, honey.
Well, can I tell you what? Did you hear the part what I said?
Which part, baby? About last night?
I think she's cutting in and out.
I know. Dreaming, some reason you're cutting in and out, baby. You were clear for just a second. Now we can't hear you at all.
You can't hear me at all?
Okay, now we can.
Oh.
Okay,
You're
now
back,
we can.
you're back. Talk.
Try it again.
Well, let me see where that microphone is. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll hold it right here in front of my face. Sometimes it's sort of a small group. Sometimes people feel like it's just a...
Oh. She's cut out again.
It makes me think, can you take yourself off microphone and maybe just move over in the chair just a little bit and see if it's the reception?
Yeah, I think for internet.
She doesn't have to have us on there.
Okay, there you go.
But if we are on there, I don't want to be scolded. I'd just like her to say, we're just going to have these three on the panel tonight.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I said?
Yes.
Just want to feel like you're appreciated.
Every person has a right to voice their opinion.
Yeah.
And this will probably get back to both of them, and that's fine because I'll tell them what I think about it.
Well, you're not being ugly about it. You know what I mean?
Every person has a right to voice how they feel. as long as it's a genuine feeling. You
And I
really
do not
feel
like to
hurt.
be, be calling on their cell phones and talking back and forth when it makes you feel funny,
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe Scooter, I don't know, because I wasn't there last night, but maybe Scooter didn't know she hurt your feelings. Maybe you both should talk privately, and tell her.
I don't care to talk to her privately. She's done this one too many times.
Well, just let it kind of chill down for a little while.
And I let it go. That's what I'm going to do. Just let it go.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to that boring channel like it was last night. It was so boring. And Sally Ann and I might get more fun.
We try.
I know, sweetie. And I know your feelings are hurt right now.
And it was so boring last night.
I know, okay, we love you. And that, just after things kind of chill out a little bit, we've had to step away before. Just, oh, Bailey, man, I need all that. Then maybe, you come back in and I do think that maybe at some point it wouldn't hurt. Today is not a good time to say that, but maybe down the road, But I have tried to say things like that before, I brought it up on the panel and
Yeah.
It didn't go over very well, but I just
No, it's not going to go over very well.
I know. Well, I mean, I tried.
But we're faithful. We're faithful subscribers, and Sally Ann, when that happened, there were a lot of people that asked us to come back. I did see that, so I wonder if who was talking, who was saying that we were talking over people. I just want to know who was.
It was Mystic Firefly. I will put that out there. It was Mystic Firefly. She was being vile, and I did end up having to let rip at her over the comments, which I probably shouldn't have done. But yeah, I mean, it was that. Hang on a minute. Annabelle wants to see your cat, Yuta.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Dream. My daughter, she's a vet.
That's your daughter.
That's my daughter, Annabelle. Yeah. Annabelle's my daughter. And, do you know, Yuta's cat has got the cutest little meow that I've heard. I mean, I lost my tortoise shell before Christmas, and she didn't even have a meow like that. I mean, my Simba, he's got a horrible Siamese meow, but Yuta's cat, it's a proper meow, isn't she? She's like, meow. So my daughter's saying, I want to see our cat. She is a very pretty cat, Annabelle. Very pretty cat. My daughter's cat mad.
Some watermelon Mountain Dews. I need some of those too.
What?
I was just laughing. You got some watermelon Mountain Dews. I love those.
Yeah, I tried some the other day, and now I'm addicted to it.
Is that the end of it, Sally Ann?
Where's the pretty cat? There's the pretty cat. Look at that meow.
Okay. So now everybody can see what all of that ruckus was about. Nothing.
Sally, are you okay? Just checking. Are you all right? You sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're not, are you?
Oh, I know.
Totally, yeah. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I could tell you.
Sally, I can't really say enough to comfort you, but here's one thing that you do know, right? So you're becoming stronger out of this. Your channel is growing. You're doing your thing, and you're doing it really well. And you know what? The best revenge in all of this is for her to see you succeed, right?
I'm so sorry.
If I hadn't been my girls, I wouldn't be in it.
I know it's
know.
going to be hard. That will have been the first time you've heard it too, and I'm so sorry. And it's going to bring it back, and it's traumatic, and it's going to bring it all back. And I'm so sorry.
Let's put our hearts in for Sally Ann, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, one good thing that came out of all this, though, it shows who has integrity and who doesn't.
Correct.
And it also formed friendships that might have never been possible.
Right. And there's more of us supporting each other than there were before because we don't have a
Yep.
blockade up that keeps us from being able to do that, right? People aren't running around worrying about what's happening. They're free to come and go as they please and express themselves and vent. And I'm sorry if somebody thinks your content is boring. You know whose problem that is. It's yours.
That's what I say. There was nothing in that video. Nothing.
There was nothing. No, there was
No,
nothing.
and
No.
now everybody can see it, and
Yeah,
now it's
exactly.
going to be up there for them to rewatch, and what are they going to do? They're going to see nothing. What? Okay, so your channel is boring. People think your channel's boring. Other people think your channel's, wonderful. Well, you can't get mad at the people who think it's boring when, it's not what they want to see. Okay.
Do you know what? Actually, you've been totally vindicated by that. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
Everybody.
I even stopped it because my daughter messaged me and she said, "Mum, cut this off now." So that it didn't keep going on and going on. But there was absolutely nothing in that video.
I know.
That gave her the right to go at me like that.
But
Yep.
they still managed to haul you.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Dreaming, if you ever find my channel boring, please tell me. I'm okay with it. I'll come up with something more goofy for you to like. I mean, come on. It's okay if people find your stuff boring. It's all right. It's okay. Okay, if they don't want to listen to a doll auctioneer that sounds like a cattle auctioneer, on your channel, well, they have every right to move away and tell their friends, you know what, just let me know when it's over because I don't want to listen to it.
But do you know what? Do you know what the worst thing of the whole thing was? Watching Sally for hours sit there and try to say, "What the hell have I done?" And she sat
for
there
4 hours. They just had a drama
tortured.
fest all over her.
Got tortured for 4 hours for doing nothing. That's what got me, and I think that's actually what got a lot of people, was having to watch somebody being tortured like that on a jury of all these people all going at her for so long. It was not right. The whole thing was wrong, and I think that was the thing where everybody thought, no, this is not right. This isn't right. How can and poor Sally, I'm so sorry, Sally, that, and I know you're probably still traumatized. That was a traumatic experience. That's a long time to be going through, people literally torturing you in front of hundreds of people that you don't really know. It's just so traumatic, and I'm so sorry that you had to, and you sat through it. You didn't have to, but you were so determined that you'd done nothing wrong that you were happy to sit there and say, look, I've done nothing wrong, and fair play to you for that. All credit to you for that. Absolutely. A lesser person would have just turned off and gone, but you were absolutely sure you'd done nothing wrong, and you sat there and tried to say you'd done nothing wrong. So fair play to you, and I'm so sorry, Sally, that you had to go through that. It's just awful, just horrible.
Yeah, it was like
it is still up. Yes, the video is still up. It has 14,000 views.
Yeah.
But soon it seems like, with the way that she's driving the boat, that's all she's gonna have is that ridiculous video.
Oh, it makes me angry. It just makes me angry.
But if I hadn't had Robin, Jan, Uta, Bailey, even my 3 boys who's on now, they've kept my head above the water, because I wouldn't have been here. Seriously.
They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be absolutely ashamed of themselves for doing that to you. And it just makes me angry that they think they have the right to make somebody feel like that. Oh my God, it's just...
Well, Sally showed that she is the person that has the integrity, because she took her video down so that if somebody was hurt by her video, nobody was hurt again, which is crap because she did nothing wrong. You can express your opinions. Please express your opinions. We want to hear them. That's part of being on here. So, Sally Ann, you came out with the most integrity out of the whole thing. You did a great job.
Absolutely.
You did a great job. You really did.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're a wonderful person. Don't let them tear you down.
I will say thank you to the person that got the video to me. I'm not going to
No, that's
say
fine. Yeah.
who it was, but thank you so much. You know who you are. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, whoever did get the video to her, because here's the thing. Now all of her people over there can watch it. And then what are they going to do? I mean, seriously, if they go back and say, oh, they were right, they were so hateful, I mean, then obviously they have drank way too much Kool-Aid, and, you know, they are over intoxicated with it. But, you know, I think a lot of us are going to come out stronger out of this, Sally, including yourself, and your channel's doing really well, and you've got a lot of good interaction going on there, and as much as people, well, I mean, you know, you're trying to keep the drama off your channel. I'm not a big fan of drama, but I am a big fan of sticking up for what is right. And what has been going on and the fear mongering that has been going on is not right.
And I just want to say as well, I did get an email from her as well saying that she forgave me.
For what? You didn't do anything.
The real question is,
Eminem Mama, you should have told her to do what you told me to do to the person that sent me that birthday email after they treated me like crap. You should have sent her a picture of a middle finger back.
The better question is, can she forgive herself?
No.
But what
that's why she's rolling down the hill like she is.
I don't understand what she was forgiving Sally Ann for. I don't understand.
Exactly.
For allowing that hate fest to happen. In her head somewhere, she has turned that into a hate fest. Now, I'll be honest, like, I would be more than happy to have people come up here and say, I think what you're doing is boring, and I would like to find out from them, you know, I would not go, oh my God, Dreaming is over on Lisa's channel talking about how boring my content is. Now I have to attack Dream. No, that's not. Or I have to attack Lisa because she let it happen. No, I'd be going, Dreaming, what in the world do I need to do? You know, like, what? It was not boring before. What do I need to do? Like, that's the kind of thing as a creator that you should do, right?
We do that privately. Don't worry. We won't do it publicly. Do it privately. It's fine.
That's because you all don't like drama. But some people feed off the drama.
Sausages.
Oh, goodness.
Sarah says, bless you, Kim, for providing time and space for people to process their grief. This is an appropriate grief group. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love having fun. This is not the fun part of what I feel I need to do. But it's not right. And as long as it continues to happen, as long as people continue to get emails trying to convince them that they're a terrible person because they're no longer on that side. This isn't about taking sides. This is about people being able to freely watch what they want and go and talk to people that they want. This is not about YouTubers controlling their communities. It really isn't. This is about people being individuals and doing what individuals do. And until it stops, I'm likely to continue to complain about it because it needs to stop. And if YouTube isn't willing to put their money where their mouth is and stop some of this before people get seriously hurt, then it's up to us to do it. It's up to us to make sure that we keep people aware that this kind of stuff is going on.
I've just seen a really good comment actually. Mila B has just said, unfortunately, we should unsubscribe, not just don't go back, because we aren't teaching anybody anything if we don't unsubscribe. And it's true.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I've unsubscribed.
Me too.
And here's the thing. If you're one of those curiosity killed the cat kind of people, you can still unsubscribe. It's very easy to search her channel and go and watch her when she's live if that's what you want to do. I do think though, the more that we can speak our voice in different ways, including unsubscribing, and walking away, and having a decent discussion about it, not an attack session. That's what we need to do.
And actually, Rabid Dogs made a good point. He said, I find it staggering that she feels okay about keeping up her meltdown. Surely out of sheer embarrassment. Is she really that lacking in self-awareness? And I agree. I don't quite understand.
Well, she got, because of views. She'll lose all those views if she takes it down. And she got what she wanted out of it, right? She got Sally Ann to take her live down. I mean, to delete it, because, she knew she wasn't going to know any better, right? And so she thought, wow, I'm going to get everything out of this because of that, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness somebody, recorded it, because now everybody can see what really happened.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad of that, because she could have said whatever she liked, and nobody would have known, because she'd taken it
right
down.
Because she was, I'm sure it would be easy for her to say about those of us that were there and saw it happen, and were saying and stating, because I can't tell you how many times I've stated what I saw over there and then what I saw over at the other channel, and it was a ridiculous reaction. Who gets on there live and said, I can't believe that you would do this to me. I was so sick. I was practically vomiting. I mean, come on.
She wasn't, was she? Because she was messaging me
Come on.
for 25 minutes. So she wasn't. She wasn't. It was not true. It's
just ridiculous, and it has to stop. And YouTube doesn't have parameters in place to. Well, I mean, I guess they do. They just don't utilize them like they should. Yeah. I have seen a lot of people say that there's been a ton of reporting of that channel and nothing's happened. Maybe eventually there'll be enough. I don't know. I don't know what it takes to get YouTube to rein a creator in when they're so obviously abusing their situation, right?
Yeah.
When you know that you have a lot of people in your community that are lonely, who have insomnia, who have health issues, who have mobility issues, right? And you know that you being on in the middle of the night, every night, all the time, is something they depend on. You also need to think about how your actions and your words affect them in other ways. For instance, this thing that happened over Sally Ann's live, that to me was just a normal live where nothing really extraordinary happened, right? Yeah. Turned into this massive attack fest and booting a ton of people out of Slack, calling it some kind of maintenance issue. Like, the lies just never stopped when it came to that. And eventually, people catch on. I mean, it's almost like a revolving door over there. When I first started watching over there, I didn't understand how much of a revolving door it is. But it really is. You look at the people who are on panel all the time, the revolving door among the mods, the revolving door among the normal, regular subscribers and members, right? It is a revolving door. Why? Because people see something, they get wise. And when you're on practically 24/7, you can't possibly watch all that. So you might not see all those terrible things going on the channel.
But what really got me, Kim, I didn't, when all this happened with the whole thing with Sally Ann, I didn't really know. I wasn't a Rambler. I didn't really know Sally Ann, but I did see her come on. I saw Mommy Ramblings come on and talk about how she'd been up all night and all I knew at that point, I didn't really know Sally Ann, didn't really know. All I knew was that I'd had 31 messages, literally ping, 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 ping. At the time, she was supposed to have been vomiting and trying to sleep. And I remember I was just thinking that, well, you're lying. That's not true, because I had my phone. I had to turn my notifications off on my phone because it was pinging so much about a completely unrelated issue. So it wasn't even about anything to do. It was a completely unrelated issue. So she can't have been absolutely thinking about all of that, because I had my phone going off at the time she was supposed to be. And that got me. And like I said, I didn't really know Sally Ann. I didn't really know any of the stuff. I just knew that was not true. It can't have been true. Who does that? Who's vomiting and doing all that and messaging 31 times in 25, 30 minutes? It's not possible.
I don't know, if I was vomiting and I had my phone with me, it'd probably end up in the toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the way I operate.
But you see, Sally Ann wouldn't have known that. Nobody else would have known that, unless, you know, that. Well, everybody does now because they've seen it. But that's frustrating. It's frustrating.
So Augie said something good. I hope Carolyn sees this live, takes it seriously, apologizes, and gets help.
That's not going to happen, is it?
No, but it would be the best thing for her.
Yeah, all she had to do was not let all that carry on for so long in that live. Like, I know that maybe her emotions were raw after what happened with J Bells and all that, but she could have said, we all make mistakes. Let's just not talk about it anymore. You know, but she couldn't even do that. She had a milk worth.
I was having a conversation with somebody about that, and how did that attack on Sally Ann and I mean, and then it turned to Heather, and then it was going to turn to Dreaming, but actually Dreaming kind of, I think, took them by surprise when she came in and was like, it's, you know, all my fault. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. Right. Which she didn't do anything wrong either. But I think it's like that mob mentality. They talk about the mob mentality when people commit crimes, right? So if you have 10 people who kill one person with their hands and their feet, right? Like punching them, kicking them, whatever. Well, you know, people tend to think that their responsibility is diminished because, well, I only hit him 5 times. I only hit him 2 times. You know, well, no, the person still ended up dead, right? You still committed murder because you participated. It's kind of the same thing with this. And to me, it was like, I don't remember who said it to me, but it was kind of like Braveheart, you know, in the movie where he's like, rah, and he runs and everybody runs behind him, right? It was kind of like that to me when Lisa D got up there and was like, okay, everybody that supports Carolyn, get in here now. And I thought, oh, that's really not the way to start that, right? Because then it's like something snaps in their head and they go, oh my God, I got to hurry up and get up there. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I mean, Sally Ann didn't even know what happened when she got on there.
But that's what happened with the thing with Casbah as well.
I was going to say.
Because you're just so under her control. Yeah. It's like when she came on about saying about what Casbah. I mean, I was really horrible to Kaz. I was really, really horrible. And I had to apologise because, you know, I felt ashamed of it now that I know what sort of effect she has on people. But
yeah, that's not what I was going to say. Sorry, I was going to say a different thing. But no, that was you know. But the thing is, you were and lots of people have done that for Carolyn, because they've got into that mentality. They've been in that space where they've been made to feel like they need to protect and they need to, and that's where Kaz was. And that's what I was going to say as well, is that what we've forgotten about is that Kaz made a video before that, and she did exactly the same thing to Kaz. Absolutely the same thing. Didn't really watch the video properly before she commented. Did her whole thing that she did was, and she, but kind of that was never really seen. That was never really taken on. I don't know why. I don't really understand why not, because it was done beautifully, it was done eloquently, it was done so well, and there was absolutely no reason for anyone to be upset by it. But Carolyn did exactly the same to Kaz's video as she did to Sally Ann, and that's kind of what, you know, it was the same thing. It was the same thing, but that kind of didn't really get noticed and didn't really get kind of, it kind of went by the by, and I don't really understand why, because it was the same reaction for no reason. She did nothing wrong. She just said how she felt, and I don't think there was anything wrong with that. There wasn't. If you've seen the video, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, right. And let's be fair, right? So if you're really friends with people, right, that's not what you do, right? If she felt like Sally and you and her were friends, like, that was not the thing to do. Let me tell you, Lisa does some things that I don't agree with all the time, and has on her channel. She's had people up there, conversations, and when she gets done, I'm behind the scenes going, now, you know, maybe you need to be a little careful about this, because you know, that's what friends do, right?
Yeah.
What they don't do is get 16 people up on their panel and go, okay, now come on and let us attack you, please, because, you know, like, that's just not what you do. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I am really glad, though, that you got a hold of that video. That should really kind of set things straight, and
I hope so.
hopefully you'll feel better from it, and maybe, you know, people will quit coming in and trying to stir the pot in your lives, because all you're trying to do is your crafts. And I'm gonna give you the biggest advice I can give you. Just ban them. They can still watch your stuff. You'll still get the views. They just can't say anything, because that's what my mods do. The first live where I was really afraid we were going to have a lot of people coming in and it was going to be a mess, they didn't ban one person. But yet the other night when Nana Patty and who else came in? Sassy Darcy came in. Actually one of them had their message deleted, and they were given a couple of opportunities, and then they were like, no. But see, that's just it. You have to trust your mods. You have to trust them. That's why they're your mod. You have to let them do their thing. If they decide to block somebody, let them block somebody. That's one huge mistake I feel she makes over there. But I think she does it because she wants that drama going on in the chat. Because, I mean, let's face it, there's two things in this world that sell: sex and drama, right? And she's not selling sex over there, so I guess she's got to sell the drama. And you know, I mean, well, and the thing is, you should be confident enough in yourself to think, okay, well, people are gonna, you know, they're gonna come watch me, and if they enjoy it, they're gonna stay, and if they don't, they'll leave, and then other people will come in. Hi, Catherine Clapman says, this attaching channels isn't a new thing for MRB. No. As a matter of fact, when I first started watching her, she was attacking channels, and I didn't even know it. And then all of a sudden she was on, I mean, I didn't know she was going on channels on their panels, right? And like yelling and screaming at them. And then all of a sudden, instead of a true crime live, it would be like she's ranting and raving about some creator. I had no idea who they were. I didn't watch them. Quite honestly, I didn't care. Let's face it, she's not an honest, caring person. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, well, we're going to leave you to your channel and let you move on from this.
You okay,
Yes,
Sally Ann?
yes.
Are you all right?
Yeah, if you need anything, you know where to
Yeah.
find us, Sally Ann.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you need anything at all, yeah, anything at all.
But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody for the support and everything that I've received, and you know, them that haven't supported me are not worth having around anyway. So
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
If they don't appreciate you, you don't need to worry about them.
You know, we have a
No.
saying: if they care, they don't matter. Wait, no. How does that go? If they care, they don't matter. If they matter, they don't care.
yeah. Yeah.
They're not going to judge. If someone cares about you, oh, good Lord. If they're judging you, they don't really care about you.
Mhm.
How do they know I've hit unmute? I want to know how they know.
Oh, they're your
It's just like your kids. Kids on
And do you know what?
telephones.
Do you know what,
They
Sally
sound
Ann?
like your terriers to me.
What, Sally Ann, you've been through enough. You've got to a point in life where you don't need to be beholden to anyone. Absolutely no one. You have your own life. You can be where you want, do what you want, see who you want, be friends with who you want. You are not beholden to anyone. And that's what people have to remember is when you've done what you've done through your life, you've had kids, you've got as far as you have, then you have a right to do your own thing and be your own person. That's it. I think that's fair enough, isn't it?
It should be enough, shouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely should be.
They're
Absolutely.
almost as bad as Yorkies, Sally Ann. They're almost as bad as Yorkies. They're Palms.
Oh, yeah, I've got 2 Yorkies, so I know what they're. And a very noisy cat wherever he's gone now. Yeah, we'll move on and give somebody else a chance to get up and chat, but we'll be watching you.
Thank you, and I was happy to be able to give you a place to show that so that you didn't have to muck up your stuff with it. And you know where to find us if you need anything. You let us know.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Much love to everyone.
Much love to you. You take care.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Everybody catch Sally on Thursday. They take the day off tomorrow. I'm trying to grab their. I'll try to grab their link here.
Wow.
I'm really glad that that at least part of the live was recovered because what are you gonna I mean, what are you gonna do like that? That's very clearly there's nothing wrong there.
Yeah.
Not at all. Why is this running so slow?
It's just so frustrating, isn't it? It's
It's really, really frustrating.
Oh, God.
Because it turned into this huge drama that it didn't have to be, and
yeah.
And poor Sally Ann got roasted.
Yeah, she did.
just
that was worse than a roasting. I mean, my word.
She was like burned at the stake.
Yeah.
Yes. For 4 hours.
Yeah. I would have never stayed on that long.
Flipping hours. I couldn't even.
But don't you think that says a lot about who she is? The fact that she felt so frustrated.
It does. I just put it in the chat.
She knew she'd done nothing wrong. If she had felt she'd done something wrong, then she would have left that life long before. But the fact she knew she'd done nothing wrong and was trying to
and that's the thing. Your natural reaction is to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to share the link in case somebody else wants to come up and comment on the video or their experience. However, I need to take a 2-minute bathroom break.
Okay. Well, I'm here.
Well,
so am I.
I'll do like you do. I'll do like you do, Lisa, on your live.
I was being a little sarcastic.
I'm gonna tell you to carry on, right?
Carry on.
I will be right. I'll be right back. So anybody who comes in, you'll be in the backstage till I get back. But I'll be right back.
Okay.
Don't say
I was
anything
being
bad,
very
Lisa.
sarcastic then. Oh my goodness.
Holy cow.
How are you girls doing anyway? How are you doing? I haven't actually had a chance to talk to you. It's all been a bit, hasn't it? How are you all doing?
We're
Doing
fine.
well.
I'm fine.
Good. Good.
Do you have
Cooking
water
supper.
and power back, Mrs.
Yes.
Rabbit?
Yes. Everything's good. We actually, it's kind of funny because my husband is on a group of, a Nextdoor. I don't know if y'all know what Nextdoor is.
Yeah, we have
Our
that.
neighborhood. And he put on there that some woman had been running their mouth about people running generators. So he put up there, no, I ran my generator. My wife has health issues, and I'd rather she was alive. Thank you very much. They were going on about how selfish us generator users were. And it's like, okay, us generator users had cords going over our fences across the street. We were making sure everybody was taken care of. Sure, we're selfish. Yeah, absolutely.
You're not
Crazy
one of
people.
those that are going to end up with the $10,000 electric bill this month, are you?
No, I'm going to have a seriously expensive gas bill, though, but we break it up throughout the year. We do that
budget
average
billing like
thing.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's good.
No big deal.
Yeah, because I heard about that on the news and I had to find out what the heck caused that, because that was ridiculous.
No, they'll take care of all of that. That's stupid.
I was just going to go through the chat. There are some great comments here.
There's a lot of great comments in the chat.
Yeah. Catherine Walling said, I think I speak for most of us. We didn't need to see that video for proof of anything, but now that we have, hold me back.
That's a good one.
So cool. So cool. Yeah, there is some great. Sarah says that had everything to do with MRB and nothing to do with Sally Ann. MRB displaced her own inner anger and hatred at whoever. I mean, really, yeah. People are really, oh my goodness. There's some really insightful comments here, actually. Really insightful.
I do know that there were people that really wanted to see the video because, I mean, I'm one of those people that, yeah, there are people I trust, but, it makes it a lot more trustworthy when you see what actually happened and you see that people weren't lying.
Yeah. Well, Oggy just said, I did need to see the video, so thank you. So there we go. So it was helpful.
So Augie, my question to you is, it wasn't all she was making it out to be, was it? That's the part that, for me, is really difficult because I actually quite enjoyed that live of Sally Ann's, being in the audience, right? What?
I was going to say, I think people want Rabid Dog to come up and talk. They just want to hear his voice.
Well,
oh, dear.
I don't see him in the backstage, so I can't control that. I didn't know that we were going to have that until literally, 15 minutes before we went live?
Right.
So,
make sure you let us know because I've got to pass the drill buckets out again. I had to clean them up last week.
What?
If Rabbit's going to come up, we got to pass the drill buckets out because I cleaned them up last week.
Drill buckets, and I'm like, drill buckets?
Oh, you got diamond painting on the brain.
Oh, my God. The women in the chat are going mad. I've got Rabid Dog talk dirty to me, please. We've got one of the ladies in. Oh my goodness.
I would like to point out he's not the only one that has such a nice, accent and voice. There are other people out there.
Yes, there are.
He just happens to be one that's around. Sarah said nothing wrong at all with it. She acted out of delusion and paranoia. I agree. It's a shame, and it's a shame that she is trying to incite fear in probably even people that are still over there that haven't even contacted us yet. I've had several people come into our Discord under alias names and then tell me they're very sorry that they did that, but they were afraid that her spies were in the Discord and were going to report back to her that they were over here talking to us. Well, what does it matter? I mean, what does it matter?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around is really why does it matter?
I mean, it's like, Lisa, I talked to you, and I talked to Casbat, and I talked to Evan the Mama, and I talked to Mrs. Roger Rabbit.
No.
And it would be like one of you guys going, Kim, you can't talk to the other one anymore because, like, this is ridiculous. I think you might be sharing information.
You're talking about me behind my back.
Watch out.
No, I talk about you in front of your face.
Yes, you do.
Hi, rabbit dog.
Watch
Hey,
out,
guys.
these rabid dogs here. Watch out.
So what did you think of that video? You didn't see it before, did you?
No, but it was exactly how I suspected it was going to be. You know, it's just a natural example of people in a community having a bit of a vent. These things happen. It's no big deal. I can't believe I can't believe it. And even just thinking to the way that Sally Ann was treated and the others were treated on that panel, the fact that Lisa D would actually suggest to Sally Ann that she should be the one with thicker skin when her leader is sitting there having a tantrum over that.
Right.
Staggering.
You're absolutely right. That was a bone of contention for me as well, for sure. For sure.
And I think it would be one thing if it was just a misconception, right? That she just got the wrong end of the stick and she thought that it was something that it wasn't. But you just know, I'm certain it's intentional.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because it's happened too many times. Like her reaction to Casbat's video, that she simply didn't have enough time to watch or get in context.
She didn't, not at all. And in fact, the stuff that she came out with afterwards, I watched it, and the stuff she came out with afterwards was so, there was nothing about the video that she said. It was obviously what somebody had said in little snapshots that she had taken and completely twisted and skewed. And my name was in there. My name was brought up. And I sent messages to her saying, can you stop doing this? I've done nothing. I've said absolutely nothing. Stop doing this. And she was skewing everything. And I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all.
And did she give you a chance to have a conversation to try and sort it out?
Have you seen? I've put everything in the Discord, everything that I got sent, and the reactions. You'll see it all. If you go in, you'll see it all. Yeah. I
just joined Discord tonight, actually. So.
Okay. Well, yeah. Have a look. Yeah, and you'll see exactly what was said, and the replies, everything.
And in my opinion as well, it shouldn't be forgotten what she did to save Robbie. I know that was a long time ago, but that was disgusting to me. She had so many people believing literally a lie. He did not do what she accused him of. And then she subtly sculpted her words afterwards to not acknowledge that she got something wrong, but just to allow so many people to believe he did something he did not do.
Yeah.
And it was very convincing because naturally.
Can all see that. We can all see.
I have to interrupt here and say something because I have definite opinions about Save Robbie. I do think that she did not treat him kindly, but I do not care for Save Robbie for different reasons.
Well, that's fine.
However,
I mean, a lot of people, a lot of people might not like some of his reactions to that, but you have to acknowledge that what he was being accused of was one of the worst things you can accuse someone of. And I think that has to be acknowledged.
I'm not even going to say that I dislike him because of the reactions that he had about her, but you know, I'm entitled to my own opinions. And
exactly. We're here for is to give our opinions.
Yeah, and we can all accept.
No, nobody. I mean, as much as you know, BBT was a bit of a loose cannon. What she did to her, what Carolyn did to her too was not okay. And here's the thing, that this is where I wish that people would be held more accountable for their actions, including their words, because you have to realize that if somebody is a loose cannon, maybe they're mentally unstable, maybe they have a drug or alcohol problem, maybe they have, you know, any number of things going on. Do you really want to be that person that pushes them to the next level of whatever issue they're having?
Yeah.
Including it causing them harm, possibly death. And that's where I don't understand, as you know, a lot of us are middle-aged women here that, I mean, you know, that I talk to, that's on over there in her channel too, right? Have you not really matured enough to realize that it's okay if you don't like people? You can say you don't like them. You don't have to be hateful towards them. You don't have to, you know, make them so scared that they can't go to other channels and watch videos and say hi and not worry about, oh my gosh, the spies might be watching me, and take that back. And just because I said hi to Casbat in her live, I'm now going to get 50 lashings, you know, from the Queen. I don't understand. And to what end? To what? I mean, you know, everybody has asked about J-Bells did her thing, and what was she looking for at the end, right? You kind of have to ask that same question about this. If it's more subs and more views and more money, she probably needs to rethink that, because she's actually going in the opposite direction that she's trying to travel.
Yeah, she has been for a while now, and she will never understand. It's down to her own making.
But I'll be honest, Save Robbie, he protested his innocence to the end. I mean, he really did. He protested his innocence to the end. And actually now you think, well, actually, yeah, I can understand it. I can see why he would do that. But there must have been some reason, because he didn't give up. He didn't give up.
Well, it's like Sally Ann sitting in that live for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
If you've listened to Robbie, you will see from his point of view, he was getting continually attacked by people behind the scenes that believed something that in the end wasn't true. And the whole thing about BBT as well, I mean, I believed at the time her narrative regarding BBT, but I have rethought all of that, and I said a lot of negative things about BBT, and it was linked to Jewels of Thought, and I've regretted so many things I said back there in defense of her. But you can't ignore the overwhelming continuation of evidence, you know, of how she treats people. So it's made me rethink all of that.
It has me too. Yeah.
Well, the thing that happened with BBT, I had just started watching. I mean, literally, it was a few weeks before it kind of started. I wasn't, like, you know, full on in at that point, but so I didn't know. I didn't know anybody really, and I was just watching the true crime stories. You know, that she, you know,
Yeah.
her true crime coverage. And I actually was watching BBT's channel because I'm like, okay, well, what is going on here? One person saying this, one person, because I am one of those people. I actually like to hear both sides. I'll make the decision for myself
Yeah.
who I think is telling the truth and who is lying.
Mhm.
And I have to be honest. I stopped watching BBT when I thought, okay, she's just being a bit ridiculous about some of this. Not to say that I actually believed that she was lying about everything or anything. But I now know some of the things that she was accusing her, Carolyn, of, absolutely is true because I've seen it. I've seen it happen throughout this whole mess.
Yeah.
And so that's the other thing that she does. She throws out these blanket statements of she's done it to Kaz, she did it to BBT, she did it to Robbie. Everything they say is a lie. No, everything they say is not a lie.
Yeah.
Not everything. Not everything.
I had that as well when we had our problems, MRB and myself. I went onto a third-party channel to have a resolution with another creator, and she was in the chat just screaming out liar, liar, liar continually in the chat, like a child. Now, I'm looking back at all that, as I say. Now, my experience when BBT first came on Carolyn's panel, she was actually really popular. She was funny, she was insightful, and she was quite enjoyable to watch. But then now, when I'm thinking back, if she has been gaslit in the way that I've seen her gaslight so many others,
Right.
then that could have been a horrendous experience for her because she was vilified all throughout YouTube, and I was part of it. Now, I like to think I'm pretty objective, try to be objective, but I think a lot of people that are objective were perhaps fooled by some of that.
Yeah.
See, and I missed the whole falling out with you because I've gone through periods of not watching any YouTube. So
yeah,
I didn't see that. I never did. I didn't. I'm not around. I've never been around, so I don't. I never saw that.
Generally, when I listen to YouTube, I'm working, so I'm listening to it in the background. I'm not watching it. So there was a very long time that I didn't understand how horrible the chat was, right, over there, because it's terrible. It is terrible if you watch the chat over there, and how they try to control what's going on the panel, and oh, we don't like that person, throw them out, and
yeah.
it's
See,
ridiculous.
you said something earlier that she perhaps has some similarities to someone like Jay Bells, right? Obviously, that's quite extreme to go to that length, but I think you're right. I think there's a lot of similar traits.
Yeah.
So if there's a creator that's quite popular and has those similar types of traits, they can be incredibly convincing.
Yeah.
And I think it's convinced a lot of people throughout the last couple of years. But in the end, someone that's not that manipulative and dishonest, the mask will eventually slip. And I think, in my opinion, that's what's happened now.
Well, you'll love this, Rabbit. You'll love this. When I first, when we all first found out about Jay, I was chatting, and there were a few of us chatting, and I turned around to her, to Mommy Ramblings, and I said, we were chatting, and I said, because of course I'm not a rambler, and she literally went, yes, you are. And I went, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've had a few laughs over that one.
Literally, I was like, it was literally like, how could you possibly be talking to me and not be a rambler?
She was telling you, she was telling you who you were, right?
Yeah, and I
She did it.
I couldn't believe it. Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing about that is, I was a paid member over there. I was in Slack. I never considered myself a rambler. I'm like, no, I have my own. I got my own channel. I'm my own thing, right? So when she said that to Lisa, I still chide Lisa about it because I'm like, well, you have to be because she says it.
Exactly. That was what it was. It was like, I literally said, I'm not a rambler. She went, yes, you are. Like, it couldn't possibly be so. It can't possibly be so that you're not a rambler. I was like, okay, all right. And I just let it go. I let it go. There's no point, is there? I just thought, okay, whatever. But there was too much else going on for me to worry about that. So, but yeah.
See, and I think that we're at the point. I think we're at the point now with her where I think really, yes, it's been leading up to this, but Sally Ann and the Heather and the Dreaming Live, like that whole thing was it. For me, it was it. And I'm like, not only was it for that, it's it for people not feeling like they can say anything, right? So I actually, oh, I think Heather's losing her connection. I actually started having conversations in my mod chat and Discord warning them. I feel like I'm going to have to say something. I'm probably going to cause problems. But you know, you guys just, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to get up there with me, but just be prepared for banning people because that's, there was no way I was going to be able to sit back and watch this happen and let it continue, because if you let this die now and not push the issue and not try to get people to see it for what it is, there's going to be another round and another round and another round until what? Somebody does the ultimate and hurts themselves.
Exactly.
The point that they can't come back from it. No,
Yeah.
I'm not having that.
Yeah. And we were talking about this on our last live, Rabbit, weren't we? That at this particular time, people are more likely to be hurt and to be kind of mentally and emotionally, they're vulnerable right now, really vulnerable. So yeah, it's just a dangerous time right now, and that really worries me.
Well, right. And all these people that have had all these issues, health issues, mental issues, mobility issues, we've all been pretty much locked up for the last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that has also, I mean, it took a toll on me even, right? Even though I've been able to, like, I didn't lose my job and I've been working from home. And I actually took a break from my channel because I was not motivated to do anything because, you know, it kind of put everybody into some kind of funk. And then to have somebody who, whether you're right or wrong to think that, you know, like you're friends with this YouTube creator or close to this YouTube creator, it's certainly understandable how people feel that way because she lets you feel that, right? Then to watch these kind of things unfold and have to sit there and go, is this really what I want to be a part of? Is this really what I mean? It hurts people, and then they can't even feel like, okay, well, I'll just make a clean break and I'll go over here and watch Sally Ann, or I'll go over here and watch Loopy Lisa. They don't even feel like they can do that because there's spies going to be out there watching, right?
Yeah, and like we've all heard that audio there, and think back to how she was allowing Sally Ann to be perceived. People that hadn't had a chance to watch that, to see the context. What on earth did Sally Ann do wrong there? She was making it sound as if it was some deceitful attempt to, you know, storm the Bastille.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And
Heather, you might want to disconnect and then try to reconnect. I think your connection got bad, if that's what's going on, because like she's kind of halfway on the backstage, but it says she's not connected. It's not because I'm trying. I just don't want her to think I'm there. There she goes. Okay. Sorry, Heather.
No, you're fine. I had gotten a call and I figured it would kick me.
I see. I didn't know if you were like
It's
losing.
so weird. I think I've used this in the past sometime because that's not a picture I usually use, and I don't know. It's just weird.
It's a
I
good
really,
picture.
Heather.
well, it's not
Hi,
the point.
Heather.
Hello, lovelies. I really didn't call in for anything particular other than just not going to be crying tonight. That's one thing for sure. In the signs
congratulations.
I know, thank you. Getting stronger. I'm getting angrier, more hurt, whatever. But the real point of calling is there's a few of my jealous girlfriends that are in the chat. They're going to love the fact I called in and Rapid Dog was on the panel. You know,
right next to him, right?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
I'm just
just
lucky
know
to have the accent, I think. That's all it is.
it goes from one extreme to the other. Yours to my Tennessee redneck sounding Southern voice.
Don't be modest.
I just again want to thank everybody in this community, especially you ladies on the panel, even Rabbit Dog. Y'all been so supportive all along. And I think the moment all this happened, the ones of us that were there, especially Sally Ann, I know heard the most, but the rest of us just felt there's no words what we felt, and you think, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna think horrible. And every day that went by and that video stayed up there, I knew she loved it. And I know a few times I would look at the numbers growing and growing and what I called the witch hunt video, and I would think all these people and what they think, and all this impression, and it's just heartbreaking. But in the end, there was a motive, there was a reason all this happened. Timing was perfect, there was a plan, and I just didn't know in that moment of feeling so lost and so hurt that greater things were yet to come. And again, I'm not trying deliberately to bash people, but I have to be honest. Even in that video, when I hear it again, I was defending her. I was defending Carolyn. I was defending all these things that have happened, and trying to be neutral and trying to be the peacemaker or whatever the words are. Because again, I feel like this is supposed to be to lift people up, to be there for people when they're down. Whatever it is. I mean, we can all argue and disagree about whatever the subject is. That's fine. That's being a human. Then at the end, you laugh about it. You move on to something else. And just to beat people down and blackmail them and threaten them and all this stuff going on, it reminds me of the other channel the other sections of channel that just argue and fuss and what they call doxing each other and just this nastiness. But again,
Heather,
go
I'm
ahead.
so glad. I was going to say, I'm so glad that you came on the panel because I wanted to actually say, I know that you've had a really tough time, and I just wanted to say, of course, we're all so supportive of you, and I hope you're okay, really. Just because I know how hard it's been for you, so the fact that you're here is amazing.
I am, and I will be, and every minute it gets stronger, and I feel like I speak even for Sally Ann. There's a lot of it that triggers again, like hearing that video tonight. As you can hear, my voice starts to quiver.
I know,
It's just every time, and it's not about picking sides. I'm so sick of being the emails and the hate that comes my way. It is not about whether you're on my side or not. Now, I have not heard from Carolyn. She has never emailed me this entire time. I was the only one at the whole witch hunt video that didn't get one. That's fine. She and I would have never played together in the playground, as she calls it anyway. She would have swung on the swing sets and I would have pushed her off, because when you're mean and you're a bully, it's the ones that are also in the circle watching it that makes me sick. Those are the ones that make me matter. And so where I build my confidence or where I get better is seeing each person come forward and tell their story and do better and find a place that makes them happy. That's all I ever have cared about. I've always said I can say things wrong. I have a forked tongue. I have days when I should have stayed in bed. I am not perfect, but you just have to own it. I've made mistakes since then. Just own it. We're not all perfect.
Yeah.
But again, to just keep on. And even though I knew in moments things were wrong that I would see and hear, I thought that just being there to kind of maybe take the heat or kind of have a little comeback or whatever it was. Because again, I really, truly cared about Lisa D and Scooter. And when I would see that little pecking, as I call it, I couldn't take it. But I should have done things wrong. I mean, better. I should have done a lot of things. But again, I think this all was in a bigger plan, and I'm just grateful. And so again, what helps me is things like tonight and people just seeing I'm happy again. And what the end result will be, who will know. But it's not going to continue till somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot that were on the edge of getting hurt. And she's never going to admit that because, she can trump that. She lost a son. And don't get me wrong, that's the most horrendous pain anyone could ever go through. I hope I never know. But I know I had been close with my daughter several times, and it doesn't make it any better. I'm just saying, but I know women that have lost more than one child, and they hold their head up, and they rally around other people, and they build them up, and they tell their story, and they move on in a positive way. It's not.
Well, it's not a free pass for everything. You can ask Eminem Mama. I belong to a lot of Marine mom groups because, my son's in the Marines. It's terrible, the things that I see those parents going through. Terrible. Terrible. None of them use it as an excuse to be mean to anybody or hateful to anybody. Right? You just don't. You just don't. You can't. I mean, because that was brought up with the whole Sally Ann attack. And it was an attack. You don't have 16 people up there and not call that an attack. That's exactly what that was, an attack. And
I would like her to come on here for 4 hours and let me have at her. Let's just, let's call it fair is fair.
Yeah.
If you want to open Pandora's box, we need to open it.
Well, she doesn't have control here, so that's...
she never will. But, it's just like that night, I was so shocked that the real Heather should have spoke up. I couldn't even talk. Then I was mad. Then I could think of 1,000 things. Why didn't you say? There's those times. It's like a parent when they're just really mad at you. That's not really the time you want to go, well, Mom, you weren't fair to me. This, other, whatever. There's times you have to pick your battles. And I was thankful that was not the time because it just, it showed more than ever how someone could be. And then to find out, the icing on the cake was that you were throwing your guts up. I mean, bless it. But you were shooting nasty emails in Texas to Lisa. 25 and 32 minutes.
It wasn't even about Sally Ann.
That's
it
what
wasn't even about
But
that.
I know it was about Kaz.
Yes.
But do you know the highlight of that conversation? And trust me, people, I've seen all the receipts. I've been on both sides. I got it all.
Yeah.
The honest in that all those texts were, she was truly pissed off about several things. But one thing in particular she kept wanting from Lisa is for her to apologize.
Yeah.
Because Kazmat was wrong.
Yeah.
She slandered her. She lied. She even talked about Scooter. And I'm like, really? In all that you had to say that 25 times. Just waiting. You just could not. I mean, just the anger and the vile. It just was. Then to go on camera, I thought that's where all that was so wound up in the rabbit hole, as I call it. She was just, anyway. So yeah, it just made more sense once I got all the picture. But even then, no part of it made any sense. No human being, even in the drama channels, would put up with that. Because if you waller with the pigs in the mud, then you're gonna smell like a hog. I'm sorry, and that is the behavior of trash. And that kind of going at people and being mean and telling Dreamy, I prayed for your daughter. Listen, there were two things that made me the maddest about it all. It was just butchering Sally Ann before I ever got on the panel. I didn't even know, but the poor child. That and then the dreaming comment about her daughter. I thought, really? Then you send an email to both of them and kick them down. Then you send an email to dreaming. Well, I even prayed about your daughter. Well, we prayed for you and your son. I didn't say anything ugly to you. Like, there is a limit. There's a
That
below the
was
belt.
that was one of the worst things I heard her saying. Were we boring when we dreamed for your daughter? That is
Oh
just
my God, that was awful. That got me too. That got me too. Like, really? What? So you have to kind of earn a prayer? Well, what is that? What is that?
Yeah, you
I
don't earn prayers. Like people
no,
just
Yeah.
freely give them.
no.
Hugs and
I didn't
kisses
get
there,
Hugs
Heather.
and kisses. I know I was gonna say, that's my new name now. Everywhere I
That's
go.
important.
That's gonna be my first line of merch, thanks
Yep.
to you.
Hugs
Someone
and
Can I
who
kisses.
can I just very quickly say something?
And choked on sausages.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very quickly.
You'll never live that down.
Oh my god.
No, I know. Very quickly, can I just say, we're talking about the proof and the receipts and stuff. If you want to see what we're talking about, then you need to go to Kim's Discord. We've got everything there that needs to kind of be seen, or what we're talking about is actually all in there. So I don't know if anybody's got the link for the Discord so that they can go and have a look for themselves. All the proof and everything that we've got. It's called the Truth Receipts. So if they do want to, because we that was what we wanted to do, was basically tell the truth and back up that truth. That was the whole point, because there's no point saying stuff if you can't back it up with facts. So that's what we've done. So if anybody does want to go in there and have a look, then it's in Kim's Discord. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Kim. I just wanted to give it a, just so that people that aren't entirely sure and weren't aware are aware now.
Yeah, and Nightbot just provided the link for that.
Yeah, and that's what. So it was like a
And
week.
you won't have access right away, so you'll have to ask for it. You can either ask for it in the general chat or private message one of us, and
one
we'll
of
get
us will let you in. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It was like a week, or it was several days before y'all did that video. We had no idea that was coming out. I had no idea that's what y'all were going to do, and anything related that could help on our end, or whatever. I had no idea, and I just remember going through those, still in just a fog of couldn't figure out what was going on, and still knowing I had to leave, but just trying to find my way. And I hadn't said anything to anybody. I was trying to keep my head down, my mouth closed. And I just remember thinking, wow, if anybody could see this stuff, how could you not understand? I have been preached at for 2 years that everybody lies at her. Everybody slanders her. They're all against her. They just want to take her channel down. Same old thing.
Can I ask you a question, Heather?
Yes.
Do you think there's people in her community that are maybe even quite close to her that see a lot of these same things, but they're perhaps too invested? They perhaps need that community too much to do anything about it, which would be kind of understandable, right? Because you're going to have all these other good friends that you've made.
It's a weird thing. I didn't know how bad it was. I had no idea about behind the scenes. I had heard there were, quote, flying monkeys and things that would happen. But what you saw me on the panel was it, because you could tell she didn't really like me. So I wasn't really in with her, especially outside of the panel. But just being
But you
close.
had that after party, Heather. Don't forget.
Yeah,
You had
well,
that
okay, yeah. Don't let me forget about that one. There were times that, I have friends that are on the panel that were outside that we talked, and people had opinions, and so yes, it's both ways. I see some that get in there and just have blinders and just don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to. They believe Carolyn is facts, 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 facts. And that's it.
Facts, no fluff.
Facts, no fluff.
Well, and that started with
yeah.
me. And so I really want to choke her when she says it. But either then, she, they just go in there, and I don't know if they just really don't care at the end of the day, or they are in a place that's all they want to live. I mean, I've lost friends over this. There's no doubt. I have lost people that, and it's okay, because I don't think you have to pick a side. I think, if you want to know my opinion, then I would say, yes, this is not good. It's not healthy. It's not normal. But then I think there's some that are there. They're just to lose, to keep their friends. I really do. There's some that say that I really enjoy the people in the chat, and that's all they do. They don't go on the panel, and that's what they, I got that too,
Yeah.
But I was so thankful to find a 3/4 of the community that had left. I looked down in January. Somebody texted me in December, a good rambler that's still there, an old, as I call old rambler. And she said, gosh, I've been sick for a couple of months. And who are all these people? And I couldn't say what I wanted to say. So I had to reply, I know, girl. I was on the panel one day and looked down the chat and I hardly knew anybody. And it was the truth. It was all ththese new people. And I thought, where did everybody go? I knew some had gone here and there. And you'd ask and you'd be told, oh, they're busy. They got a new work schedule or they're this. The truth was they had left and I didn't know. So yeah, I don't even know if I answered your question. So yes,
You have, yeah.
And then there's some that I think health wise, they're in this kind of situation, young or old, they just look for someone to communicate in the middle of the night, and that's alive. You can go in there and hang out. It's just
crazy. It's a place to be, isn't it?
Well, it used to be, but it just has gotten to where it's so. But I know she's really trying hard now. I give her A for effort, from what I understand. I can't take it, but what little I have popped in to see a second or two, I know she's trying very hard.
She's trying very hard to do the wrong thing.
Yeah. I mean, but you can only be fake for so long. I have always said when I was on the panel, you can see when I'm upset. You can see when I'm surprised. You can see when I'm happy. It is no hiding it with me. And they would laugh about my facial expressions. I was a lot like Loopy Lisa. It just shows. It's a good thing. It's a bad thing. It just depends. You know what I mean? Like she and I are very similar in that, you can just see it. But that is a good quality at the end of the day. When you're faking it and trying to put a smile on your face, when you never smile, it's quite hilarious. It's like, what in the world? But again, I just want the meanness to stop. And the right of anybody, of her side people behind the scenes, going at these people in their lives and just being mean. And, immediately I had emails on, you need to pick or else. I mean, I'm just saying, well, what does or else mean? What does that mean? Or then I got the one, a lot of, you're dividing the community. We need you back. They love you. They support you. Well, really? I hadn't heard from Carolyn yet. I don't feel that way. I'm sorry. I didn't see an apology. After 500 people watched us get humiliated during the moment that night, I kept saying, there's 500 people. There's 14 people on this panel screaming at us at one time. Why didn't it get shut down and said, you know what? That was a bad thing that happened. I'm going to take this part down for the night. We'll throw it away. It could have stopped right then. It could have stopped right then. But no.
She could have kept you all on a private Zoom meeting and talked to you.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you see. That's the thing. Rabid, Kim and I were chatting on a live the other night. And I was saying that it was far easier, I think, for myself and Rabid, because we were never really in the community. We could kind of, I saw it quite quickly, what was going on and the kind of person that she was and how she worked. And I think probably Rabid could as well. It's very
eventually.
It's very different when you're in the situation. So because I was never actually entwined in the whole thing and in the community and in that situation, I could see it for what it was. And I think Rabid is the same. I think he could see it actually for what it was as a kind of a bystander. And it didn't take long for me to see what was going on and the kind of person that she was and how she worked. It didn't take long, thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Yeah, because if you're within the community, if you're there regularly, then it takes a while, I think, because if it's a gradual thing, then it's a lot harder to see things that would be obvious red flags from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like the J-Bells. You were saying it's easy for someone on the outside to say,
exactly.
How could you not know? How could you not know? You see all these.
Yeah.
It's the same story when I tell my daughter what happened. And I'm like, you don't understand. I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. Well, Mom, don't you think you need to take a break from YouTube? And I'm like, because when I start telling all the stories from when the flags started going up, but I came on board. I was on board before, but I kind of was laughing at and thinking how crazy things were. But when I went on the panel after her son died, opening balls, trying to be funny, trying to just make things lighter because I care enough. then you get in it. It's like the J Bills thing. You get in a little bit more, and you get a little bit more, and you're invested a little more. And I began to love Scooter, and I began to love people more in the chat, and it began to a nice thing for me at the end of the day. It was fun to get on there and just laugh with girlfriends and tell stories, whatever was going on. And then you're like, dang it. Now, last summer I left for a while. She pulled a little yucky I didn't care for, so I left for a while. And I just, again, I remember thinking to myself, man, I don't want to lose these people. I don't want to go back for her, but I miss my friends.
Yeah.
So I slid back in again and took the whipping, as you call it. Got ignored for a while. It took a few weeks for her to even acknowledge that I was even on the panel. And then, she'll mumble. And then I just kept on hanging in there. And it's sad. It's sad. I don't want to see anyone done like that, and her family. It's a concern all the way around. And I know I'll get beat up for saying what I have tonight, but I don't care anymore. It comes a point that something has to be done, and I'm tired of, we just sit over here and cry about her all day, and we just bash her. No, because the same thing's going on.
We're trying to figure out what to do, because here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm seeing, okay? I have people coming to me, private messaging me, sending me emails, messages, whether it be texts or messenger messages or whatever they are. I have people telling me that they decided to leave and they tried to do it quietly and they got an email and they show me these things because they're so afraid I'm not going to believe them, right? Because they're so in fear of her that they're afraid I'm not going to believe that they're telling me the truth, that I'm, like they're just coming in to spy on my stuff or whatever. And one person said that she tried to recruit them to attack other people. So it's been this inundation of messages, emails. I can't even tell you how many I've seen. I haven't even shown all of them to the mods. People have asked me not to show anybody. But it's unfathomable to me for somebody to act this way over something so stupid.
Yeah.
She runs her channel like a political party leader in some Eastern European 1970s country.
Yeah.
Well, now
employing people.
I knew that video, but going away in the moment, I really was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Delete it. If that makes everybody happy. If we did anything wrong, that's fine. I knew we didn't, but in that moment, you're just like, holy hell! I woke. I went outside to a firing squad, and I come back in, I had no bra and no makeup. I'm like, I'm gonna go on camera because I want her to see how sincere I am, and that. Holy heck. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's delete it. Whatever makes her happy. And then I'm like, oh God, oh no. So to hear it tonight and know that I wasn't crazy. I do remember, she told some people at the very beginning of her video where she's fake crying, go over there and watch it. Go watch that video and then come back. Well, several did. And they emailed me and went, oh my gosh, I saw it. Y'all did nothing wrong. But again, I'm thinking, but the majority of the people are mad. How can this have happened? How was Bailey faking going to give a homeless man stuff? She was at the dollar store. She was shopping, and then she, on her own, before she says a word, decides to do that. And then wanted us to stay on camera for her safety. But that was fake. That was gaslighting. That was brought in 3 months. 3 months that her and Sally Ann and Robin and Jane were planned by Save Robbie to come into the community and tear up that community.
Oh my God!
It's slander her name.
Now let's be real here. She doesn't even think they're that intelligent.
Now, I promise you, I have the proof from Slack. I was still in Slack when all that was written from her. That whole week, she was so upset, just going crazy. So again, how can whatever? Even at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you Save Robbie and she commented on his video. Well, so you hung her at the stake because she went in. Bailey went into Robbie's chat and wanted to email him because she was trying to get in touch with Jen from Australia because she had done a video about our video. We were looking for the video. We were doing everything we could to recover it at that point. Right. But again, it doesn't matter. I'm kind of glad it came out, but I knew she did enough on her own. The rest was gravy. And Robin Lane, I see you, darling, and I miss you. Big ol' mama.
Hey, Aoife. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
My beautiful friend.
I love your name.
Hello, Heather. It's my real name.
So
Love it.
beautiful.
This is my. Thank you. It's a wolf girl. That's what it means.
Ah, we must be related.
Yes, we are. In my language, it's a little wolf girl. I wanted to call in last week, but I couldn't, and I couldn't really stay, but I kept staying because it was my anniversary, and I wasn't really scoring good points by just staying and staying. But I just wanted to come on to support Heather. She's so dear to me, and just all the one, and Sally Ann, and all the ones that have just been dragged through this. And I did see Sally Ann's life, and I'm so glad that it will be back, and that it's been retrieved, because there was nothing on there.
No,
There's not
nothing.
one. There was not one word said about Carolyn in there, in the actual life. Not one
No, I'm
thing.
so glad you called in, because you were the one. I mean, it was like 3 days before I read your email because I couldn't read them. And I remember the day I read it, I just started bawling. I was like, oh my God, somebody that's neutral read, saw it, and she thinks we're okay, and we didn't do it. And I just remember feeling just so relieved.
And I thought at that
oh my God.
point, things could be saved. And I actually did reach out to Carolyn and just say, this doesn't have to end like this. Like, this is not how it has to be. And this still can be saved. I didn't know the things that have been going on behind the scenes and how bad it had really gotten. But I still was so optimistic. No, this can be saved. This is still just a misunderstanding. But mind you, while I was watching the live where they were just dragging Sally Ann and Heather and Dreaming through the mud, I was sending Sally Ann messages because I just thought, this is insane. I'm just watching this and this is insane. Everything that they're saying here is absolutely insane. And I could just see how you, Heather, you were just being silenced. Like, you were there defending yourself, but then I could just see how they were like almost getting to you, where you were starting to forget the things that you remembered. And that's what I was seeing on your face, where you're sitting there saying, have I lost my mind? And then you just became silent and silent. I thought, oh God, no, this is not good. This is not good. And it just was maddening. And I've gone back and watched it. I couldn't watch. I'm just watched, especially the beginning of it, and I am just the madness. And Rabbit Dog, when you came on live, and when she was going all crazy with you, I remember watching that on replay, and then reading the comments and just thinking, am I the only one who sees how crazy this is?
Yes.
What is happening? And then reading all the comments underneath saying, oh, what a good, you are right, Carolyn. You are right, Carolyn. Oh my God, you are right. You are right. And I just thought, no, she's not.
Oh
God.
No.
But not one of them heard
she's
him
not.
on that other channel defending Shanann. It's amazing to me. Just amazing to me.
I think a lot of creators make the mistake of believing too much in their own hype, in a sense, where they only zone in on what's going on in the live chat, but they forget that a huge proportion of people are just sitting back watching. They're not necessarily in the chat. And that can sometimes skew their perception, I think.
There was just something, because at the same time, I was watching the lives that you were on. So it's not like I was watching this and not knowing what had happened. I had watched it and I thought, what is this? Like this, I just didn't think it was warranted. I thought it was very strange. And I thought, why do you think you have control over this man's life? What do you think?
It was very strange, because I knew that she didn't understand the context of what went on when I was on the particular channel that she didn't like.
Because you didn't watch it. She wouldn't watch the whole thing. She would get the cliff notes from someone else. She didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So I would watch it, and I was like, what is this? What is happening? I just thought it was just so odd, and thought No, and I thought the same thing with Sally Ann's life. I thought, no, she saw a little clip of it. She saw the comment underneath. She doesn't really know what she's talking about, and she's just gone ballistic on something she has a feeling about. And I thought, no,
Yes, a
that
feeling.
is not.
Yes.
I just have a feel, and I just thought that's you got to do if you're going to be in true crime. I kept thinking you got to be more of an investigator than that.
Yeah.
You must really investigate, and you have to have some critical thinking, and you have to. And she keeps saying, "Oh, I'm so skeptical. I'm a New Yorker. I'm so skeptical."
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, all right, I live just out of New York. I understand the skeptical thinking, but I just felt like, but when you're skeptical, you do not jump to conclusions right away.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what she was doing over and over, jumping to conclusions and then just running with it. And like, no
Yeah.
turning back.
Yeah.
And no coming back and saying, guys, I may have gone too fast with that, or I may have made a mistake here. Never.
There has never been one instance that I've ever seen where she
No,
has
not
actually
once.
stepped back in any sense or admitted a genuine mistake.
No.
That's pretty rare. I mean, I think we've all seen creators have to step back sometimes and admit, do you know what? I genuinely got that wrong.
But doesn't that come
Yes.
down to self-awareness in the end? That's all about
True.
self-awareness, isn't
True.
it? And I don't think that's something
She
that
doesn't
she
have it.
has.
And
No.
I think so highly of people that can come back and say, I made a mistake. I think that is such strength. And I just look up to people that can do that and say, now you're a great role model. You can come back and say, all right, I may have just gone too fast here. I don't think I had all the facts. So let me straighten it out.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot.
And it's also the fact that, so she's come on with little information and presented something that wasn't quite true, but it's the fact that so many people that are close to her just presume that there's something to it, and they're all on board without checking the source for themselves.
Yep.
Rather than thinking for themselves, right?
Take it as facts and just take it as that is the 100% thing that happened. And a lot of people won't even go back and then take a look because either it's time consuming or they're just not that interested. They're like, okay, yeah, whatever she says. Oh, yeah, sure. And just swallow it like that. And I've done that. I've done where I just wasn't that interested.
Yeah.
It's just been those cases where I just happened to see the other side and be like, wait a minute. No, that doesn't sound right. No. And your case was one of them, for sure. Cashbat was another that really drove me crazy.
Yeah.
I wasn't too involved when Save Robbie was dragged through the mud, so I just don't know.
Yeah.
Same thing with BBT and Jewels of Thought. I just don't know, so I wouldn't be able to say one way or another. But yeah, with you, Cashbat, and then the whole J Bells, and then with Sally, and that was the end of it. That was like, no, now you've just you now it's ruined. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. And Loopy Lisa, even though you weren't officially a rambler, but you're right, you were always talked about as you were one. You just we always just wrote it on, oh, the time zone, and it's tough for everybody in UK, and so we gotta be lenient.
Can I interrupt and say something here? I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I just read a message in my Slack. So somebody in this chat has asked something about if it couldn't be salvaged, if there couldn't be conversation, I guess, between some people and Carolyn. And I would say no, because there's a message in my Slack right now that somebody who commented in this live just got kicked out of Slack for commenting in the live.
No.
Yes.
Oh, so they're spies.
I knew it would happen. I mean, that's what's so
Right.
childish.
This is how petty it is, right? Because why you can't. What if you're coming over here because you disagree with us and you just say hi to people? I mean,
but doesn't really matter. because even the best of comments are being screenshotted. They're being thrown into Slack over and at Mommy Ramblings, and they're being interpreted as whatever they want. I know I'm saying that word wrong. Yeah, they're just like, look, and then they will write a different meaning underneath it. They did it over and over again. Look, here's proof of this, here's proof of that, and sending these screenshots. And I would look at the screenshot and say, no, that's not what I'm seeing. No, that is crazy this is what that means. It was all pre-planned. These were spies. You're looking at it, it's like, that's insane to think that. How, like, the paranoia.
Look at this comment. Look at this comment. Red Rover, let mommy go.
Right.
But is she actually, by what you've just said and by kicking, is she not just validating everything that we have just said?
Yeah, she does.
That's all she's
Okay,
doing.
last time when y'all did this, before last week, we get off after Sally Ann said her thing and everybody kind of vented or whatever, and then we get off and her live that night titled Addressing YouTube Drama. So I kind of thought it might be, okay, here she comes.
We've been hoping. We've been hoping.
I'm ready for my gear because she's coming at me, and Lord knows which. And it's about the drama community. I about fell off the couch. I said, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I really did. I fell off the couch. I thought, this is exactly the rumor. This is exactly what I've been saying. Again, it wouldn't matter to me if she gets on there and tries. There's no backing this up. You can't stop it.
No.
Now. The train left the thing. Dreaming and I had no idea when this started that this was going to happen. We didn't want, nobody was saying, hey, let's start, let's all, no, it was never.
Of course not. No.
It just happened organically. People saw the video. There's 14,000 people. Like, come on, you wanted it out there. By gosh, you got it. You did it to yourself. And
but no follow-up. No follow-up.
There's
been nothing.
It was a perfect storm in the end.
I have seen people in Discord and communicated with them.
You're right.
I hardly knew them. I saw their name a few times. They said, I always said hi. I'm glad. Thank goodness. But I didn't know them. I didn't get to know them. They were not a name that 99% of us would have remembered and seen a lot. They went after her, went through her Facebook and contacted a family member. Now, what in the world? What in the world is that about?
No, that part freaks me out. That part is crazy. The flying monkeys, that's crazy.
What the trauma channels do, they call it doxing and go in real life and all these phrases I've now learned, unfortunately.
Can I answer this for Dreaming really quick? Dreaming, what I said happened was somebody in our Discord, put a message in there within the last half hour saying that because they chatted in this live chat, they have now been kicked out of Slack.
I think I know who it is.
I think I do. Yeah.
But this means, but what does that mean? That means they're all here. That means that they're watching. Hi, Carolyn. Mm-hmm. Hi.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi to Scooter. Like, hello, you're here. I wish they would click the link. I wish they would come on. This is what I was saying on last Tuesday. I said, please come on. Please, let's talk this out. Let's talk about this like adult people. Why has this not been addressed?
You wrote the email in Slack like day 2 or 3, and you didn't call anybody. You just, at the very end, you said, what can we learn by all this? That this doesn't happen again.
I did. Yes,
and,
I did.
They turn on you like, whoops, what do you mean?
They just went ballistic.
There's another one.
There's always one. There's always one crazy one. They went crazy on me because I said, what I was thinking was like, this has happened so many times now. When are we going to stop and learn from this? Say I'm sorry, and then be able to heal from it instead of just constantly say, there's disagreement. People must leave. We have to clear people out. And this Rambler community is a revolving doors, as disposable as it gets. People come, people are being thrown out left and right, no warning, no nothing, and it's just like, you do not matter. That's what that says to me. You do not matter, and those who matter, people went after them.
Kim D has been kicked out as well. Is there anyone left actually?
Oh, sure.
Yes, there
But
are,
they probably
but
got some new people in there.
Well,
you wouldn't know them. You would not know the names.
Thanksgiving, her things went up 3,500. Now you tell me, as one that sat and watched numbers constantly when I was on the panel, I wanted to know how many people were on there. I wanted to know what we were doing when people would fall off. I'd noticed other people during the marathon that would come on, and I would see massive amount of people leave. And if I tried to talk and say, "Hey, Carolyn, I'm noticing,"
I don't know if this is true, but this is what somebody's saying.
What? I'm sorry. What now?
You see the message?
I can't. It's so small. I can't see it on my phone.
It says my full hands and heart is to Scooter. I don't know if that's true or not.
I've been told before that's a fake. I don't know.
What does that
I don't
mean?
know
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't understand.
That other name is to Scooter.
The other accounts, right?
Yeah.
Are in here.
That's what I've heard before. I don't know for sure, but I mean, again, you know, these numbers went up this whole
Yeah, and then Janelle says, no, it's a crafter. See, that's the thing. When you have people hiding around, you just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the night that we stayed on panel after we got off YouTube, and Scooter was on there with Carolyn, and Robin was on there, and I was on there, and Shannon, and they were talking about drama channels and all this stuff, and Robin had one account extra because one time YouTube wouldn't let her on. For some reason, it wouldn't accept her name. So she made another one. Well, she got thrown in Slack as part of the traitor conspiracy because she has lots of accounts.
Yes, yeah.
Some reference about it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I was there. I remember. Robin was like, I said, I've always wanted to do it. She goes, I don't even know how they did it for me. You know, blah, blah, blah. But Carolyn just made it like she's got 50,000 extra ones in the back pocket.
She has a whole bunch of other accounts.
Yes.
She's two-faced. She can't be trusted. Look at her, because we know for sure she has other accounts. Do not trust her. She's one of them. She was part of the plan. She was a mole.
Yes.
Like, who has time to stay on a live night after night after night for months and months and months to what? Do a live with Sally Ann and get the ramblers down. This is insanity to me. This thinking, they're trying to, break down our community. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Carolyn's channel. Nobody is trying to come in and break down that community. Not one person. No, this is a tiny little channel that has 200-300 people in live. Nobody is standing outside and said, I gotta ruin that.
Aggie, we got what you're talking about, your suggestion, honey. I love you, and we know what you mean. And I got
what
that.
Is she saying? Read it to me. What is she saying?
What's happening? Her suggestion about just trying to reach out to Carolyn and maybe make amends and things get better. And I know she's got a loving heart like I do. And I got your point on that point. And maybe one day. But the other part of the healing is these people that have been hurt, they're healing. So in the midst of all the hurt you see, just know there's a beautiful thing going on too.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that were really, really hurt that hadn't spoke up before and now are.
Yeah.
And even though it's not fixing one problem, it's really healing another.
Yeah.
But
You know,
Aoife,
it might not be the road you kind of wish it would be in our hopes the first day or two after. We thought that too. And, but there's another part that's really glorious in the middle of all of it that's happening. And you see it. I've seen people in the last few weeks start to comment more, and they were, it's just neat how this is happening. And so I understand, and you've got a big heart and you want to fix it all. I did too. Some of it we can't, we can just hope. And that the other part.
I really wanted to.
Yeah. This other part is really helping too, though.
Yeah, and you've no idea how hard I try to avoid any fallout between her and I. I really tried hard behind the scenes, but she just would not. She was not interested. Once she had made up her mind that I was a bad egg, that was it.
I did see that, Rabbit Dog. I did see how you were not trying to do any conflict and trying to leave it on good notes. I felt like you did everything you could.
And you were so well spoken and handled it very well as a gentleman to hear it, what was going on, and what was being said.
But Luby Lisa, what were you going to say? Sorry.
No, no, it's fine. I was just going to say that.
Thanks,
okay, so this is it's a small channel, but the whole point of all of this was to tell the truth, and not only just tell the truth, but to back it up, because it's so easy just to go lies, lies, lies. That's lies. That's lies. That's lies. It's so easy to do that when we've actually backed up everything that we
true.
said. We have backed up with
Right.
truth, and that's, I think that's all that people want. That's all
Well,
people want, is to be told the truth and to have proof to show that you're telling the truth.
right.
That's all they want.
And it grew from that to, we didn't really expect the response we got coming into Discord,
no, we
at
didn't.
it,
No.
and then going, oh my
Overwhelming.
goodness, right?
Yeah, overwhelming.
And then it became, okay, we kind of have to take up this cause for these people because they're hurting. They're hurting. We didn't hurt them, right? All we did was show them what was going on.
Yeah.
And I kind of hate that. I kind of hate that Carolyn seems to think that she's so important that everybody kind of planned this whole thing, you know, on her channel, because she really isn't. And I don't care about her channel or whether, you know, whether it grows a whole lot more and makes her a ton of money or not. Not my problem. What is my problem is all these hurting people who need a place to come back together, to meet up with their friends, to talk, to have private conversation, and nobody worried about, oh my gosh, what are they saying behind the scenes about us?
Yeah.
Who cares? That's not what community is about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Raymond,
usually,
I put the link in. Did you get it?
and usually the narrative from her, as soon as there's any dissent or, you know, another creator speaks out about her, is that they're simply just jealous. They're all just jealous. Now, what is there to be jealous of? Really? She looks so miserable.
Right? My goodness, I have a job. I can't be on YouTube 24/7, nor would I want to.
We all do. We all have lives outside. We do, all of us.
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to go on my deep drives if I had to be on here 24/7. Dreaming, can you hear us?
Hi, Dreaming. No.
Dreaming, I'm reaching out over the rubber boat. Now you're gonna have to.
I got in WhiteTiger.
Okay,
There
okay.
she is.
Just trying to. I can't hear you, so I'm trying to hear you. Hold on.
Okay. We're all waiting with bated breath.
I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna jump down. I've said plenty, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you, Heather.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great to chat, Heather.
Good talking to y'all. See you soon.
Okay.
Love you all.
I'm here now. Excuse me. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, you have the
I
mic.
hear you. I hear you.
You
Okay.
have the floor.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, beautiful people. What I wanted to say was I wanted to tell Augie and anybody else that might not know, I did try to work it out. She wrote me an email and we made it, you know, where we both kind of said that we'll forget it and go on from here. And then I did go into the chat one night and chatted with people. And then the next night, I think it was, that I went on panel, and I was not received very well. Scooter, they just weren't talking to me. I was ignored. And so I knew at that point that I had tried my best and that it was just not going to work out. So she's not going to let you back in. I can tell you that much. It's just, it's too painful for her to do that. So that's what I wanted to tell.
I agree. I mean, just the emails and messages that are going on behind the scenes, like right when it first started. When Lisa and Kaz and I did that live here on my channel, I didn't go to them and say, "Oh, let's do this." Like that's not how it came about. They came to me.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, absolutely.
And said, "We want to do this, and can we do it on your channel?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hesitant, was I not?
Yeah, you were.
I was hesitant.
You were.
Yeah.
Because it was going to take my channel in a direction that I had not considered before.
Yeah.
And I had to think, and then you know what? I thought, these are my friends. They need a safe place to be. I don't care. Whatever happens, that's what we're going to do. And then it's turned into, you know, this explosion of all of these people that are finding each other, that didn't know where people were. And all really because they were coming in to see the backup, because we provided the backup. You know, we provided the backup in a private place where nobody was going to get in trouble. We didn't keep their side out. You know, we didn't care who saw it, because the truth is the truth. It doesn't matter. And now it's more about being a voice, offering a platform to help everybody heal and mend and move on and realize, you know what, going forward, it's okay if you watch Tiger Unplugged and Loopy Lisa and Sally Ann, you know, Casbat. It's okay. You can watch whoever you want, because we shouldn't be controlling that. If you're not coming to our lives and you're not watching our videos, we're doing something wrong. You're not.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
And do you know what? Not only that, there are different reasons for looking at different people. So I have a different thing on mine. You have a different way with yours. And that's perfectly fine. And you can subscribe to all of them. You don't have to kind of just choose different. You can subscribe to who you want, and it doesn't make any difference. You're not taking away from anyone. There's no different. That's what I've never understood, is that it doesn't make any difference to anybody else who you subscribe. You can subscribe to everybody. Makes no difference.
Well, I tell you, Lisa, even if you were on 24/7, I would have to watch other people besides you.
Really?
I'm just saying.
Really?
I love you, but you know.
I'd just like to say, from my point of view, I'm not accepting anyone from my channel going anywhere else. You'll be going in a black book as soon as I see you on any other channel.
I knew you. I actually knew you were going to say that.
I mean, you know, at some point, the YouTube creators have got to be held accountable for how they treat people. And actually, you know, I have several ideas for lives that I'm working on. And, you know, and talking about YouTube creators and kind of their responsibility in this is one of those things. And so I had a conversation with them and Mama today over lunch. I guess I was kind of preaching to her, because this is what I do. I don't write down a script. Okay, I'm very much off the cuff. I'm one of those people where I kind of give it all up to God, and He just kind of, whatever I'm supposed to say happens. I've always been like that, and but I kind of got on a tangent at lunch today, and I said, you know, it kind of reminds me, this whole picking out comments out of chats and turning it into something it's not. It's kind of like people who pull things out of the Bible willy-nilly and turn it into what they want. Kind of like I don't know if in other countries they have these, but we have these people that we call televangelists on TV. Okay, and a lot of them are like these health and wealth preachers. Okay, and they just take little blurbs that they want out of the Bible, and you know, you can make this happen. You can just be positive and do the right things, and then all of a sudden, when something bad happens, it's because you did something wrong. And to me, it seems like that kind of mindset is what's going on here. And people buy it because they get caught up in that mob mindset. It's like when the televangelist gets up there and he's like, roar, roar, you know, and waving his hands and thumping the Bible and raising his voice and everything else. Everybody gets all wound up. And I said it kind of reminded me of that live with Sally and Heather and Dreaming, where Lisa got up there and was like, okay, everybody that supports, you know, Carolyn or Mommy Ramblers or whatever she called her that night, get up here right now. It was kind of like that kind of moment to me. And I thought, this is why people act without any knowledge of what's going on. They get caught up in that. They trust this person implicitly. And so they say something and they move because that's what they've been trained to do.
That's the interesting thing about groupthink itself, and it's not just in regards to this situation here. It's a problem, in society, in social media itself. It's definitely interesting to see it in action, because that's been a prime example of it.
Well, the only reason to act without thinking, right, is kind of what they call that mob mentality. It works in cults. It works in, all kinds of things. It works with criminals. Because if you're working in a group, in your head, it just diminishes your responsibility instead of enhancing your responsibility to the situation. So if somebody that you trust all of a sudden is like, oh my gosh, they're talking about me, let's go. I would like to think if I told people that, they would be like, well, wait a minute, I want to see what you're talking about first.
Yeah.
WhiteTiger, you're exactly right about that. And even days after this happened, people were still talking in her chat about Heather and I, about we should be ashamed of ourselves, and
oh my God,
it on and on about us. Maybe still, I don't know. I don't go over there, but she has this way of making you feel like you have to do what she wants you to do, and I don't know how she does it, but she does it. She
threatens. She threatens her ramblers. If you go over some, if you are following this, unsubscribe to me. Don't follow me. There's a lot of that. You can't be here. Yeah, you can't be here. You can't think the way I think if you are. There is this, if you want to be a part of this, and then it is this, it's them against us. We are the community. We have to stay together because they're trying to take us down.
Best community on YouTube.
Best community on YouTube. And now I've gone in and out of a few times on her life, and it's all about they all hate us now. They all hate us. They're all trying to take us down, and they all hate us. Now they hate us too. And this, she hates us too. Hate us. They all hate us. That's now the talk. They all hate us. So now it's like we're the victim. The poor us. But I'm the victim, and here are the few people, my true. You're my family. I need you more than ever. Especially now, it's all this talk where people are like, oh, I better not let this poor woman down. Look at what she's gone through.
Yeah.
And I feel for what she's gone through. I feel for it more than I can even express. But that's not how you keep me as a friend. That's not how you make me feel important.
Yeah.
There's something a little off about it, but this is how she does it.
But Aoife,
in my opinion,
don't you think? I mean, this is my personal opinion, but don't you think she needs a break? She needs.
Oh my God! Yes.
Absolutely, she has had no break in the last year. She has had no break, and she needs a break. She needs to be
a vacation.
Yes,
she needs to go away.
She needs to leave it just for a minute. Just
There
leave
is
it.
there is no doubt whatsoever that there is a real, I think, a clinical addiction going on there.
Absolutely. I agree, and that's worrying because
when you get,
she does have a family, she does have a life outside, and she needs to put some energy into that. She really does, and that's what's worrying.
She has a beautiful family, beautiful little boys that still live at home. She has a wonderful husband, just a beautiful family. And yes, there's been no vacation. I understand we've been in COVID, but yes, there is a fatigue about her that makes me really worry.
Yes.
And makes me want to say, all right, go to Florida, get some sun, go swim in the ocean, and just recharge your batteries and
Break.
come back with a clear mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Have a
exactly right.
break. Yeah. Yeah. She just needs a break.
And the
And you
little
know what?
boys
It's
too.
so different.
The little
Yeah.
boys, yes, they just have their mommy to themselves. I mean, she doesn't get
Exactly.
into the car without putting the camera on. You know, anyone goes for a walk and they have to put the camera on. You know, there's a life, whatever they do. It is just, I just want to say, take your privacy, take a little breather just for yourself and just cherish what you have right there in
Exactly.
front of you. These boys are little for
Yes.
just such a short time. And they're
Yeah.
such sweet, sweet boys.
Yeah.
They are. They're
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
They are lovely.
Yeah, they are.
Really
They
lovely.
absolutely are. And her
Her
husband
whole
is
family.
so,
Her husband is lovely. She's got a
I,
lovely family. I
she
really,
does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Just
just, she
go
needs to
out
take
to
a break.
dinner with your husband by yourself. Just leave the phone at home. Don't
If you,
do a
if
live.
some, if somebody's listening that is a really good friend, just tell her, just take a break, please, for her own health, health-wise,
Yeah.
everything. Just
I,
take a
I
break.
I have seen emails where people have told her that and they're not responded to or they get yelled at.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think there's likely anyone around her that has the ability to get through to her whereby she will listen.
Mm.
You know,
No.
anyone with the best of intentions has probably tried, but I don't know. Do you just
And after this
Oh,
kind of massive blow up, then nobody feels like they can. So even the people that are closest to her, like, and I want to think that Sue Scooter has her best interest at heart and might be the person, or Lisa D. I think they really do care about their friend, but that would even rattle them. This kind of, if you see like Heather and Dreamy, you look at Flora the Greylit, when you see the people that's been thrown out, there has to even shake up the truest of her friends.
You would
Like
hope
those
so,
two.
yeah. You would hope
It
so.
has to, because I would think that otherwise they would say to her, all right, that's it. Now you
yeah.
trust me, please listen to me. You have to take a break and just take a little time for yourself and maybe think a little. Just
But have you noticed that the people that are with her every night, the ones that she leans on more, they look so tired and so worn
they're
out,
they're exhausted.
exhausted. But
Yeah.
they're not allowed time off. I mean, they just have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And these ladies are not real young, and it's taking a toll on them.
If Two Scooter takes off 2 nights, oh, where's she? She doesn't like us anymore. Like we would, she would talk about it endlessly through the life. Oh, she doesn't like us anymore. No, no, she's not here. She's not here because she doesn't like us anymore. She's taken off. And, you know, I know she means it as a joke, but when you say it over and over and over again, it doesn't sound like a joke anymore. It is like you're serious. Didn't you text your friend today and find out what was going on with it? It's like there is no communication. And I know there's communication, but it feels like all the communication behind the scenes is about, did you get a screenshot somewhere, and who is stabbing me in the back now? That's what the communication is about. It's never about how are you feeling.
Yeah,
Is everything okay with you?
it's all to prop up the advancement of her channel rather than
The paranoia.
her as a person.
Yeah. The paranoia.
That's
It's
it
for her
right there.
to feed her own paranoia, and her paranoia is really getting out of control, and that is very worrisome to me, at least. I worry about that for
I
her.
agree.
I mean, I followed her for 2.5 years. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't care about her. I really spend a lot of time caring about her, and you know, to see something absolutely horrendous happen to her would give me no pleasure. I just see it as just something so incredibly sad.
Yeah, it's clear to see that you're coming with the best of intentions here. Everything you're saying, you're coming from an honest place and a truthful,
Well, that's my
objective
intention.
analysis, right?
That's what I want to, and I mean, I hope she will hear what I say. Like anything I wrote in Slack, everything I wrote to her, anything I've said to anyone, I always said I would say this to her face if I would get a chance, but there are no chances. I will never get a chance other than through something like this. But knowing her now, she will take it and twist it into something else. It doesn't penetrate in the right way. That's really sad.
It is sad, and I think people know anybody that would watch that video that she made when she was crying or acting like she was crying and hollering and everything. I mean, we have doctors on, or she has doctors in her group. It seems that they would notice that she's nearly going to have a nervous breakdown or near one, you know, and would talk to her about that.
I didn't think so. You say it, Rabbit Dog.
Well, I was just going to make a slightly different point. To me, anyone looking in from the outside that's not aware of any great detail of the history of what's going on, just someone looking at it objectively that was to view that live she did, you know, the sick to my stomach video.
Yeah.
I think across the board, people would perceive that that person has a big problem on YouTube, regardless of knowing the details of anything else. And that is the point that someone needs to get through to her.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
That was mind blowing to watch.
She does use that that actual terminology a lot as well. I don't know if you've noticed. But she does say sick to my stomach quite a lot about a lot of things.
I highly recommend to all of you, anyone who hears this, and especially to Two Scooters, Lisa D, and Carolyn herself, go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Watch the first 15 minutes of that again.
That's all you need to watch. Yeah, and try and
First
watch
10
it
minutes.
from
First 10 minutes. Watch it
objective point of
again
view.
and try to see if you don't get sick to your stomach, because it is nauseating to watch. It is absolutely nauseating. You just look and just like, this, you cannot even make this stuff up. I'm so sorry. It is so bad.
Yeah.
Well, and it's frustrating when, you know, you're trying to get a message across to the person that they, you know, they need to take a break. They need to, you know, to step back a bit and reevaluate and
recharge.
But the thing is, somebody has to know, they have to realize that before they will do it. It's the same with anything. You have to know that there's a problem before you can actually fix it. And I'm not sure that's here. I'm not sure it's here, unfortunately.
I had always hoped that Jimmy might see it, and he knows his wife really well, and he might maybe step in and just
I think he's petrified to do so.
He is.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He tries to keep her happy, and especially since she lost her son, he's trying to keep her real happy.
But that would make her happy also, just to go away for a little bit and change of scenery. That would be, and maybe they would have done it if it wasn't for COVID. I want to think that they would have done it, but it's impossible maybe in their situation right now to do that. And maybe I don't know.
They did go after the dog, remember?
He's the nicest guy. He obviously loves her so much.
Oh,
he is the
absolutely.
nicest guy. He really is. I think he's just wonderful. And I don't know. I would hope that. So if it was me, if I was in that position, I would hope somebody would turn around to me and go, "Come on now, Lisa, let's do something else. Let's take a break." I'd hope.
My husband would.
Yeah.
He would step in.
Maybe she doesn't listen though. I mean, there's always that possibility.
Yeah.
My
At the
husband
end
would
of the
step
day,
in so fast.
yeah. At
I
the
want to
end of
say
the
one
day,
more thing. I'm sorry, Rabbit.
No, on you go.
I want to say one thing, and then I'm going to get off. We were Heather and I, and a lot more. We were floundering. We were just like a fish flopping out of water when this happened. We felt lost when we lost Slack. We lost all our contacts and phone numbers, and it was a horrible feeling. And
Yeah.
I just want to thank y'all, WhiteTiger's community and WhiteTiger. I want to thank y'all so much for accepting us, because you gave us a place to be, and we needed that very badly. So thank you a lot.
Well,
And
you're welcome.
I'm gonna
Yes,
go
I
downstairs.
support that. Yes.
You're here. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Bye bye.
absolutely. Yes.
And you're always welcome, Dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, like I said, these people needed a place to go. And here's the thing. This is why I like Discord. If my server got shut down tomorrow, if I gave this all up, everybody would still have each other that they could message in Discord. Like, it doesn't go away because you kick somebody out or anything else. I don't even understand why somebody would use Slack, because you're trying to build a community. You're trying to build a community that can interact with each other.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I find very difficult to comprehend is, I'm in my Discord a lot, reading, commenting, making little emojis on things, just showing people that, yes, I'm looking at what you're saying, and yes, I agree, or, whatever. And I never saw her do that in Slack. I never saw her interacting.
No, she didn't have time, I think.
Well, that's just it. You have to make time for your community.
Yeah.
That's how you
Good
keep
point.
that going. In the same way that you have to work on your content to keep them watching you. They feel like you care about them until they don't. And if they stop thinking that you care about them, it's not them that has done something. It's you as the YouTuber, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you do have to, everything that I ever watched before I started my channel to prep about what to expect and what happens, and what happens if you hit a big growth spurt, which did happen to her, right? The whole Chris Watts thing just
Yep.
blew that all up. One of the things that they talk about is, if people stop watching you, it's not because of them,
Yeah.
because of
What
you.
is the reason? Exactly.
Yeah.
She has to understand that, in a sense. Now, I did enjoy her Chris Watts content. Okay, I thought it was good, but she has to
Yeah, me
understand
too.
that, in a sense, she was in the right place at the right time, so she had a
Mhm.
natural growth. But her growth has completely leveled off for a long time, and she has to
Yeah.
she has to look inward rather than outward to try and figure out the reasons for that. If it means so much to her, it doesn't mean so much to everyone to have a continually growing channel. Some people are just content to, be happy, enjoying their channel. But it's clearly important to her to have this everlasting growth. So if that's the case, she has to understand she got complacent and she wasn't providing the content that the market wanted. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just finding out what people actually want. That's where it all lies. And actually, this is her bread and butter, from what I can tell. Am I right? I think I'm right. I think this is her job, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how she provides for her whole family,
Yeah.
is through YouTube.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
she cares about it enormously.
Mm.
But when something like this happened, it doesn't seem like that's what is that it's that she
It doesn't
cares
mean
really.
it doesn't mean you can trample all over people. It does
Yeah,
that.
at what
That's
expense? What is the expense?
exactly. 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 Like I said, I mean, I was never a rambler, even though I was supposed to be. I'm not sure, but I never was. I never was, and I was treated really, really badly. And I don't know whether it was because she just assumed that I would take it lying down. Maybe she's just so used to people doing that. Somebody that's come in that she's trampled all over. That's people aren't going to, not when they're not part of the community, not when they've just met this person, to be trampled all over. You just think you're just rude. You're just rude. It's not decent. You have to have manners about stuff. You can't just treat people like that. And maybe she does treat her community like that. That's fine. But I'm not her community, and I will not be treated like that.
You were a friend. You were a friend. That was it.
I wasn't her friend. I didn't even know her before we took all this about J-Bells. No, I didn't even know her hardly. Literally.
I thought you were like behind the scenes friends.
No.
Maybe a friend of a friend, maybe perhaps.
Yeah, no,
you were friends with Kaz. Yeah.
I was friends with Kaz. Yes, I was friends with J-Bells, and I was told by J-Bells that Carolyn hated me. I was told that from all the way through. Carolyn.
She told everybody that Carolyn hated them.
Yeah. She told me, and so I was never friends with her. We brought Sean and I brought the whole J-Bells thing to Carolyn. We found out. We talked to each other behind the scenes. I found out ages before. I sat on it for a while, talked to Sean. It was Sean and I that went, right, we need to talk to Carolyn and tell her. She'd probably still be oblivious. She'd be oblivious right now.
For sure.
So no, I was never, ever a friend of hers. I don't know where that... No, never. No. Where did that come from?
I thought you were like good friends.
No, we were never friends. No, she messaged me a lot, but that was all about the J-Bells thing. It was after the whole J-Bells thing came out that she was messaging me and talking to me about stuff. No, we were not friends. We've never been friends. No.
Interesting. Well,
she tried treating you like a rambler.
Well, and talk about you like you were close friends. Like she knew you really well. That's the sense I got just from being a viewer.
No, God no.
Wow.
Really?
It probably benefited her to give that impression because Lisa was close to J-Bells. Yeah.
Well, Lisa, she mentioned you a lot after the J-Bells thing happened when you weren't on.
Really?
And everybody loves Lisa, so of course.
Yes, everybody does love Lisa. They don't love Raymond anymore. They love Lisa.
No, we were never friends. No, God no. Oh my God, no.
I just remember hearing Loopy Lisa like from forever. It feels like
no, I was
Cash Band, Loopy Lisa, England. Yeah.
No, I was always friends with Kaz. I was always friends with Kaz. So so if it was to do with Kaz, but no, Carolyn and we've never been friends. No.
Wow.
No, absolutely not. No.
Wow, that just shows how, things aren't always what they seem.
Exactly. There we go. Yeah.
Very.
No, Kim will vouch for that. Kim will, Kim. Don't
That's
you?
right.
Never. No.
Interesting.
No.
Hey guys, I need to drop off now, but thanks for having me on panel. And,
I do too. I have to go and cut my son's hair.
Oh well, good luck with that one.
I know, thank you. I need some good luck here. He has a senior photograph done tomorrow in the middle of COVID, and yowza, yeah. We leave it until the last minute to cut his hair.
Understand? I've got a hair appointment Saturday. It's way too long for me. I cut it really short.
At least you're not having your husband cut it. Here he is.
Yes. Good luck.
Okay.
Eva, it's so good to meet you.
Thank
so
you.
so
You
good.
too. Thank you so much for having me on.
We'll see
Yeah.
you in Discord.
Great talking
Yes.
to you, Aoife.
Take
good
care.
night,
Bye
hun.
With the
bye.
show.
Bye.
I've heard all about you
Oh,
guys.
there he
This
is.
is the hair. Gotta cut this hair.
Yeah, go cut his hair.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anytime.
See you later. I'll see you
Good night.
All right. Good night as well, guys. Thanks
Good night,
for having me
Rabbit.
up,
Thank
and
you.
props
Night,
to you,
Rabbit.
Kim, as well.
Yeah.
All right,
Speak
guys.
to you soon.
We
Take
still-
care.
Good night,
Lots of
guys.
love.
Have a
I was
good
a
night,
little
hun.
I
Good
was a
night.
little late responding to you. I will give you the opportunity if you want to before we go.
Sorry?
You remember the message you sent me?
What did I say? I can't remember. Oh, did you reply?
I did. Unfortunately, it like wasn't loading right away, so it was a little late.
Okay, so hang on 1 second. Let me just go back in.
If you don't have to, if you
No,
do,
I know.
because if you're going to, I need to use the restroom real quick.
I'll wait. You go ahead. I'll wait. I can wait.
All right, so why don't you keep an eye on the chat for me? And,
Yeah, I'll keep an eye. I'm
No.
going to talk to people in the chat. I'm going to say
okay,
hello
and I'll be right
to
back.
my crazy life. Hello, my crazy life. Lovely to see you. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Catherine Walling. Hi, Gigi. Oh, my lovely Gigi. She's been around forever. I love her. Mandy. Hi, Mandy.
Isn't she wonderful?
Hi, Leisha. Leanne Piper. Hello, Leanne Piper. Oggy, this was probably really exhausting, but really helpful for me. Thank you, WhiteTiger, and all that is. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. I'm just hoping that it just helps, even if it helps one person. That's good, right? That's really
Exactly.
good. So that's amazing. Peace, love, and lies at WhiteTiger Unplugged. Glad to find sane people. Oh, I don't know about that. But we're the next best thing, so that's all good.
There you
Jenny Barnes, what's with Lisa D? I think she's a very different person to the cult leader. I'm shocked she was part of the 4-hour bully fest. I would have liked her to stand up straight. So disappointed. Yeah, Jenny, I'm with you there. Actually, that was unfortunate. Yeah, that was unfortunate, and we've talked about this, and we feel exactly the same way. So yeah, we get you with that. Tracy, oh, you are gorgeous too. Mandy Hall, Crafty Peep, hello, how are you? Oh, Gigi, I love you to bits too. You know that. Robin
All right.
Swan, Jenny Barnes. Yes, many of the mods disappointed me for sure. You see, it's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame. JC Ray, hi JC Ray. Aoife. She's going to listen while she's cutting her son's hair. Excellent. Gigi Jardine, yeah, she knows I love her. Gigi knows I love her. She's one of my faves in the world. Leanne Piper, hi Leanne Piper.
Yes.
Sorry. I was just saying hi to
You're
everyone.
fine. I just wanted to let you know I'm here.
Yes, sorry. Yeah,
So we'll do this one more thing and then we'll go because I do have to work tomorrow.
Oh God, is it that time? Okay, so yeah, I was kind of messaging Kim behind the scenes because okay, so I'm going to come really clean with this. We did a confession, a confrontation video with J Bells, where we kind of asked her lots of things, and it was a long thing. But I never got closure from it. I never had the closure that I wanted because I kind of got talked over a lot. I never kind of got to say what I wanted to say. I never really got to ask the questions I wanted to ask. So I rang her. Well, actually, I messaged her first and said, and this was about a week later, I messaged her and said, I'm going to ring you. Are you going to answer? And she said, yes, I'll answer. So I rang her.
They might not know who you're talking about.
Oh, so, I'm so sorry. J-Bells. I'm talking about J-Bells.
And
We did a
who did you get
confrontation.
talked over by?
I was getting talked over. So
Okay.
basically, the confrontation video was myself and Carolyn and Scooter. It was the three of us. And I, to be fair, didn't really know it was happening. I'd already been kind of talking to everybody, like 15 of us that had been caught in the web. And it was Boxing Day, and of course we're 6 hours ahead in this country, 5 hours, 6 hours ahead. So it was very early hours, and I was exhausted, and I didn't really know that we were going to be doing this confrontation, but it was like, okay, we're doing a confrontation. It got recorded. I didn't expect it to go anywhere else. It was not supposed to go anywhere else. I didn't even know it was going to be recorded until it was recorded. But the question I didn't really get to ask the questions I wanted to, and I didn't get closure. I didn't get proper closure from it. So I messaged Jay Bells about a week later, and I said, look, I'd like to talk to you. I need to ask questions. Will you talk to me? And I never thought she'd get back to me, but she actually replied straight away and said, yes, I will. So I called her and I spoke to her for about an hour and a half, and asked her all the questions that I wanted to ask. And I got replies, and I got stuff. I'm not sure all of it was true. Who knows? But I had to do it for me. I had to get closure, and I had to do it for myself because I didn't get it when we had that confrontation video. It was just not the closure that I wanted. So I feel now that I've got closure. Yeah, I do. And I've not heard anything since. But it was good. It was good to get that.
So Mandy had a question, and I had the same question. So I'm just going to ask.
If that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope so.
Yes, absolutely. So Mandy had a good question, and I had the same question. So I'm going to ask you, Lisa. Okay. Why was Scooter there?
Hello?
Can you not hear me?
Lisa, did you hear her?
No.
She said, why was Scooter there?
I don't know. Who said that?
Mrs. Roger Rabbit and somebody else.
Oh, I couldn't hear. Couldn't hear anything. It went really, really quiet for a second. I actually don't. I don't know. I don't actually know. And that was why I needed to do it for myself. That was why I needed my own closure, and the questions that were being asked. Every time I asked a question, I was kind of talked over, and it wasn't about me, really. It wasn't about me. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it myself and get my own closure. And I did. So, yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know why she was there. I don't know. I'd like to know. I'd like to.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. That's really interesting. Really odd. But
I
really
can't actually hear anyone. Is that? Oh, I can hear I can't hear Mrs. Roger Rabbit at all.
She is kind of quiet. I'm not sure why.
I have my other headset on.
I can see her talking, but I can't hear her.
I changed headsets. I'm having technical difficulty.
She said she's changed headset. She's having technical difficulties. Lisa, are you having technical difficulties?
No, I'm fine. I can hear.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you didn't respond. So
I was reading the chat. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I was reading the chat. I'm sorry. No, I can hear everybody apart from Mrs. Roger Rabbit for some reason.
Technical.
I can't hear her at all.
I'm going to have to play with my setup again.
That's okay.
Can you hear her?
I can hear her just fine.
Oh, shall I come out and come in again?
No.
No, it's probably me.
It's probably her, Lisa.
Did you So do you feel like you got the closure that you wanted
Absolutely.
after that
Yes,
one?
yes, I do. And that was the problem, was that there was just no closure. That although I'd been on a Zoom with 15 other people that had all been kind of caught in this web, and then I went on to do this, and by the time it finished, it was 5:30 in the morning of Boxing Day. I just had enough, and I was getting talked over, and I didn't really get to ask what I wanted personally to ask. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it myself. I'll just do it myself. And you know what? The weirdest thing is that I felt terrified, and I still feel bad about doing it, because in chat she was saying, has anybody talked to her? I hope nobody. Don't anybody talk to her. Don't anybody get in contact with her. Don't anybody. And she was telling us what to do. And I still feel like I shouldn't have done it. And I feel bad for saying it, because I was told not to by her. And I
Like your mom.
and I shouldn't feel like that. It should be something that I needed to do that for myself. And I shouldn't feel bad about doing it because somebody has told me I mustn't. And again, it's another manipulation thing, isn't it? It's like, oh, and I feel stupid. I feel stupid for another adult that I have no loyalty to telling me not to do it. Yeah, now it's all ridiculous. It's all so ridiculous. And I feel terrible. I felt really bad. I messaged you first before I did it, thinking, is this wrong? Because I've been told not to. I've been told not to contact her. But I did it for me. So I shouldn't feel worried about it. I shouldn't feel bad about it. I know that. Oh dear. It just goes to show, doesn't it? Just goes to show.
Absolutely. You got hindsight though.
I can't hear Mrs. Roger Rabbit. Is she talking?
She is talking. It is kind of quiet. She does sound very quiet to me too. But I hear her.
Oh my goodness.
You should not feel guilty, Lisa.
No, I know that, but I really did. That's why I messaged you privately, because I was made to feel that I shouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Don't do it. That's why. Otherwise, I would have just done it, wouldn't I? But I messaged you, Kim, privately and said, "Do you think it's okay?" I mean,
Well,
I wouldn't have done that otherwise, would I?
it's your thing. I mean,
I know.
it's your story, and like nobody should be controlling what is
But doesn't that make you think that I feel like that, and I'm not a member of the community? How
Right.
do people feel when they are?
Right.
I don't know. Right.
Yeah.
It's
That's
that doggone Kool-Aid again.
Yeah.
I think I figured it out.
Exactly. That's scary.
Can you hear me, Lisa?
Nope.
Still can't hear me.
Not. I can hear you. I don't know what's going on with that. That's really weird.
Tell me what she's saying. What's
I
she
had
saying?
it automatically adjust
She
the
said,
volume and it didn't work.
Can you hear me now?
No. Can she hear me?
She muted you by
Yes,
accident.
absolutely. I can hear you.
She can hear you, Lisa.
Oh.
Oh, all right. Well, I have got to go. I have to get to bed. Thank
Me
you,
too.
everybody, for coming. Thank you
thank
for the
you.
good conversation. I
It
hope
was a
some
great
people
talk.
feel
Wasn't it?
better.
Oh yeah.
For any of you out there who are still scared, it's completely understandable.
Yeah, totally.
You can come to us. We're not gonna judge you or snitch on you or whatever. And those of you who are scared and don't want to, come out and say your piece yet, take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you'll get there. If you're thinking about it at this point, you're on the road to that, realizing, what is going on, and you don't have to put up with it. It's very simple. You don't have to put up with that kind of treatment.
Yeah.
And we will be doing our normal Friday thing. I don't know if Kaz is doing a Wednesday thing. I know Crafty Peep is on every day, so is Sally Ann. So if you haven't checked them out, you're interested in crafts, definitely head over to their channels. And I want to thank everybody that came up on panel, everybody in the chat. I don't think anybody misbehaved to the point that they were blocked that I saw. No? No?
I didn't see anybody.
No, I didn't see anyone,
no.
No.
Everybody just reach out to everybody, make sure they're okay. It doesn't matter what channels you visit or who you comment on or what Discords or Slacks you're in or whatever. You can do whatever you want. You're an adult. Take that control back and don't give it to some YouTuber.
Yeah.
More animals, please.
And
All
do you
right.
know what? Thank you so much for everybody that's come in and said hello and talked, and just amazing to see so many people in here. Thank you so much. So good. Just amazing. Thank you.
Yep. And so hopefully we'll see some of you, if not all of you, back here on Friday for some fun and no stress and, you know, laughs. And I can't guarantee that we're going to have choking on a sausage or spilling ketchup all over diamond painting, but we'll see what we can do for some fun.
There'll be something.
All right. Thank you guys for coming. Please, if you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe and hit the bell.
Thumbs
Please
up.
hit the thumbs and consider joining the Discord. There's lots of conversation going on in there all times of the day and night. There's definitely people in there if you need somebody to talk to, reach out to.
Always, oh my God, there is always something going on. Literally always something going on in there.
There
always.
is.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, everybody take care and we'll see you
Good
next time. And
night.
God bless. All right. Good night,
Take care,
everybody.
everyone.
Have a great
Lots of love
night.
to you all.